Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. My bad.
All right, and we are gonna get started here.
So, all 4 of our runners in this combined randomizer game start in Super Metroid at Samus's ship, and usually will make their way through a few rooms in Criteria and straight into a portal that takes them to Link to the Past near the house. Some people may opt to go down and check Super Metroid locations, but looks like nobody made that choice yet.
Yeah, definitely. Link to the Past has a lot more item density at the beginning rather than Super Metroid, so most players will head straight into Link to the Past. Starting out with a piece of heart in the Sanctuary. Everybody starting at the Sanctuary. That's pretty unusual. Usually we'll see 1 or 2 people go to Link's house to start out, but
Yep, this usually means they're looking to go right into Kakariko Village, though they'll probably check a few spots and look for some bombs first, either kill some enemies or pull some trees, that kind of stuff.
And I did see that we got a map check. It looked like we have a 5-6 crystal down at the Desert Palace area, as well as Tower of Hera and Eastern Palace, both as regular crystals. And Maniacal pulling off the Houlihan glitch here. It's a camera manipulation that allows you to fall down into this kind of like secret area. Pansnick also making the same move. It's an early 220 rupees that definitely helps out. So you can buy some bombs, go through Kakariko, check the bottle vendor, a couple things like that that help out with some early gameplay.
We've got super missiles behind the wood choppers, so we will not necessarily need to do Aghanim this run. TBD on its Dark World access.
Yeah, and power bombs starting us out in Link's house. So nice to see that in case we find an early morph ball ? That will definitely help.
Yep, morph ball and either of bombs or power bombs get us going for basic navigation in Super Metroid. So the morph ball is one of the hot items we'll be watching for in the early stages of the game.
Oh, and our first bottle as well inside of the Thief's Hut in the Lost Woods. So that'll make Kakariko checks a little bit faster, just so that we can also pop in and check the Sick Kid item.
Other than that, just a random assortment of goods. We saw a shield on the Lake Hylia Island in the beginning of the game, so probably nobody going to be diverting for that later.
Yeah, I suspect not. All right, E-Tank in the moat. Super nice to find. I think that's our second E-Tank so far.
And Ozzy's got his trove of rupees.
And then into Beline's hut, Zosie's starting out here. 5 items. Starting out with 50 rupees and arrow capacity upgrade, Morph Ball.
Thrilling.
Very early. Nice to find. And one more item here in the back. Just a heart container. Maniacal also hanging out in a cave of 5 items. Mini Moldorm cave. Dealing with a Moldorm that's... oh no!
Dang. Yeah, self-bomb damage there at only 3 hearts.
Well, I think he threw the bomb that was going to explode, but then walked off the edge accidentally, which also takes down health. Oh my gosh, very astute at the bottom of the well.
All right, so already between the Morph Ball and Various Suit, we can see probably a good half of Super Metroid navigated. Wow.
Wow. Kakariko is loaded today.
And as a quick reminder to everyone watching, today will be normal logic for Super Metroid, which means that no suitless navigation would have been required, though we do see the Various Suit already, as well. Tricky movement glitches won't be necessary for progressing the game.
Wow, that's super exciting, Kakariko. And it looks like Sahasrala's hut there at the Eastern Palace area, not holding any progression or items that we are definitely looking for. So.
Some really, really quick action already over to Eastern, not something we usually see in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, with no weapon, no lantern, no bow. But, you know, they have seen Morph Ball here in Eastern quite a few times in the past, so.
Certainly. And Ozzy's fearless. He can make it through here with a couple of bombs and a brand new medallion.
Yeah, and I actually missed seeing the hook shot there in the chicken hut, so that's a huge find as well.
Oh yeah, great for navigation and killing enemies alike. So the medallion is Quake, TBD if it will be useful for getting into either of our last 2 Dark World dungeons.
And the bottle vendor just having a regular missile pack. Until we find that charge beam, you're definitely going to be seeing most of our runners picking up a lot of the ammo. And there's a shovel at the race. Okay, well, there's charge beam.
Yeah, we are loaded already. We can beat bosses. We can navigate most of the world. The openness of this seed early, the fact that so much of Super Metroid and to an extent Link to the Past are available, given the flute, means that there's just a lot of opportunity for different routing. So we're probably going to see a lot of divergence on stream from our runners.
Yeah, flute, morph, and Varia. That gives you your Death Mountain access to Norfair very quickly. We also got a couple E-tanks. What's Crockermeyer going to have for us today? Because I have a feeling that maybe that's where we're expected to go.
Always bet on Croc.
I mean, that's where Moonpearl was last week.
Shiny. Ozzy opting to navigate some of the dark rooms in the Eastern Palace.
Yeah, dark rooms are never in logic for any mode of the Super Metroid A Link to the Past combo randomizer. So anything that's found here at this chest by Aussie is going to technically be a sequence break, but we will see. It's kind of scary trying to get this chest on only 3 hearts.
That was very well done. He had to damage himself and then get in there to lift the block and push the switch.
All right, Maniacal and Aussie have yet made it to the Kakariko village to pick up their extra items. We also haven't seen the escape area yet. Most people don't want to go there with just bombs, but we can occasionally see people do that, clear it out.
Oof, Zosti took one of those 2 heart hits from a crab going over here to check the Ice Rod Cave. But he's rewarded with a whole refill, as that's his 4th piece of heart.
Lucky. I was going to say, he's got his flute, so he'll be able to just hop out of there.
Yeah, a big convenience of an early flute is it makes these corner portions of the world much more accessible. It's easier to go to the desert and go to the Ice Rod Cave as well.
Yeah, and Zosti having the hook shot is going to make the mini Moldarm Cave a lot easier because you just poke them with it once and they explode like little bubbles. So we'll actually be able to see the 5 items here this time. Maybe.
Of course, that could happen too.
Maybe. All right, we made it. Alright, and the 5 items starting out with a blue boomerang, piece of heart, mirror, x-ray, and powder.
Wow, that was just packed.
Yeah, that was definitely a hype cave, but not the one that we normally are looking for. Surprise hype cave.
Very hype mini Moldorm cave. So now we actually know where 2 out of 3 things of one of my favorite combos in Super Metroid is the microwave beam. We've got charge and we've got x-ray, so all we need now is plasma.
What does the x-ray beam, microwave beam do?
When you have plasma, the plasma beam hits enemies once per frame, and if you use the X-ray scope while you're shooting it, it will reset the invincibility frames of the enemy. So a charged plasma X-ray shot can destroy 3 Super Metroid bosses.
Botchroon, Dragon, and Fantoon, right?
Yep, that's right.
Alright, we got morph bombs in the second chest of Paradox Cave.
So that's a big relief. We won't have to worry too much about ammo count with the power bombs in Super Metroid. As well, morph ball bombs give us normal logic, infinite vertical access. So something like the Criteria Gauntlet is in play now.
Yeah, and we'll actually get some Bomb Chorizo DLC. Very nice bomb jump by Zosti there. And a piece of heart on the floating island at Dead Mountain.
I like that we're already seeing so much of Death Mountain this early into the seed. Ozzy's activating his flute, so he's going to quicken the chicken.
So we're still on the lookout for pretty much all 3 of our Dark World items. We need a glove, hammer, and the Moon Pearl, or potentially 2 gloves and the Moon Pearl.
That's right. Or one good wizard named Aghanim.
Yeah, but without the Moon Pearl, there's still not very much that you can do in the Dark World.
True. Nobody will have to be doing any Super Bunny glitches today.
And Pansnick is the first of our restream runners to head back into Super Metroid. We'll be able to see, depending on his routing, whether or not he's going to head over to Terminator, Brinstar area, or if he's going to go into the Blue Brinstar.
He went straight to the bomb chorizo, so enjoy your fight, everyone. Hey, we got an ice rod for our efforts. Oh, no, he hasn't gotten the morph ball bombs yet. That's only one of our runners.
Only Zosti who's been to Death Mountain so far.
That's right.
And going for the Arcatraz escape here.
This is definitely one of the hardest movement tricks in Super Metroid. I'm the type who would just go up to the right and take the bomb escape every time.
Me too. All right, and Zosti here in Norfolk giving us our first look at the item checks for high jump boots. Picking up, I believe that's a vanilla E-Tank as well.
This is a very healthy Super Metroid seed already with a suit and 5 energy tanks. I mean, Zosty's got more than enough to beat the game with.
Yeah, for sure. And we got power bombs at the Terminator item location. Pansnick checking the back of Super Metroid Gauntlet. 300 rupees and a heart piece.
Zosty's using a mock ball movement trick. Currently out of logic, but very convenient to check just while he's here. This puts him back near the Crumble Blocks Tower and the Ice Beam Room.
Crumble Tower super missiles, definitely, yeah, I was going to say, definitely would be picking that up if it were me. And Zosty thinking the same thing. It's a little difficult to get to. There we go, got it. Nice job.
Zosty would want to hunt down as many super missiles as he can find because he hasn't been to Eastern to see that charge beam yet.
Yes, for sure. And Pansnick going for the green Brinstar mock ball. There's a couple items back here that you can get, including the early supers. Showing off some really good tech here. OC is making the play up to Death Mountain, so he'll be picking up his morph bombs as well.
And we got half magic in the Ice Beam Room, so definitely worth the detour.
Yes.
Pansnick using a little moonwalking fancy footwork to get his spacing there on the platform. Moonwalking is an optional movement ability that you can turn on for Super Metroid that lets you walk backwards while holding a charge shot.
So some Super Metroid super missiles and a lot of Link to the Past bombs there at the Green Brinstar Reserve Room. And our early supers item will be a reserve tank.
Zosty's going through the Norfair Cathedral right now. Bombs were our access to get through the first room, but nothing in the center item, just a piece of heart.
And Pansnick making the play over to the Edecoons area. I believe there's 3 different items here. Another vanilla E-Tank to start us out.
Some fancy wall jumping there from Zosty to get up Bubble Mountain.
Yeah, Zosty definitely has a lot of technical skill in Super Metroid. He'll be showing off quite a few cool tricks, I believe.
That spiky room Pansnick just went through can be a little bit tedious unless you're really good at getting the damage boosts at the right spots to quickly fly across the room. And that's Gravity Suit at the Edecoon's Power Bomb.
All right, we're all dressed up and ready to go. No suitless requirements today.
So we are like, in this early part of the game, we are shockingly close to Super Metroid Go mode.
Yeah, pretty much just need potentially Speed Booster. Charge Beam definitely helps. And Plasma would also be lovely.
Yeah, really just depends on what Link to the Past items, perhaps that those other movement abilities in Super Metroid are locking, because between Charge Beam, both suits, Morph Ball, bombs, I want to say that's everything we need to just beat Super Metroid.
Yep, pretty much everything else is movement helps with a couple things like that, but not technically required to beat the game.
Of course, with only Charge Beam and no other beams yet, it would take quite a while to beat some of those bosses, and our Super Missile count is still low.
All right, and the Upper Norfair Reserve Room not holding any other progression for Zosti.
Ooh, Spring Ball is at the end of the Crocomire escape coming out from that portion of Norfair. Love to see some Spring Ball.
And Zosti's making the play over towards Crocomire, so we'll be having him pick that up on his way out, I believe. Going for a gate glitch here.
It's usually, there it goes. It's a little bit easier using Super Missiles, but you don't have to use one if it's just a blue-colored gate. Fortunately, it's right next to that farm spot.
And I miss Pansnack checking the Spore Spawn item. He's refueling here to get a couple extra Super Missiles to make sure he can get out of the area.
And just like that, at only 21 minutes, we get to see Crocomire. This is currently out of logic for normal mode. You would be expected to have Wave Beam to get down here. The
Or
gate
Speed
glitch
Booster.
is not required. Oh yeah, or Speed Booster.
Aw, I always feel so bad. Yo, Wave Beam!
All right, so I guess it was Speed Booster locked.
Yes, for sure. And there are quite a few places that Speed Booster could be, including the front of the Super Metroid Gauntlet, the moat, Alpha Power Bombs in the Red Tower.
All right, let's see how well Pansnack has been rehearsing this trick, because he has no high jump boots, and this is an out of logic thing to go through without Wave Beam.
Two shots and he gets it. Wow, very nicely done. The wave gate glitch here is double pixel perfect, I believe.
Yeah, without high jump, it becomes that precise.
All right, and the Kraid missile item is just a piece of heart.
Zosti showing off a technique there called the double bomb jump. It's much more difficult to time it perfectly than a traditional single bomb jump.
But Pansnack found Ice Beam? Where is Ice Beam?
Maybe it was at that location we both missed behind Spore Spawn.
Oh, Spore Spawn's super is nice. That's a really nice find. Definitely helps out a lot with the Metroid Zentorian.
Ozzy had good position and timing, but just didn't quite get in the super missiles to kill Kraid quickly, so we're seeing the larger form of the boss, and it's already beaten. Zosti down in the Indiana Jones room came through the back way, while Pansnack heads through Blueprint Star. Zosti just did some very difficult positioning to start a double bomb jump at a position that was not above solid ground in order to get close enough to do a bomb jump over here, and he's going to be rewarded with the screw attack.
What? That's crazy. Oh, Moonbro?
Wow. And with the ice beam, he can just hop right up.
Yeah.
No damage boost required.
And a mushroom. And I did see that the Kraid E-Tank item was just a missile pack, so.
Cosine Room has an E-Tank. But yeah, the seed is just loaded. Screw attack is one of those items that's seldom necessary for progression and indeed can be as late as Ganon's Tower in this combined randomizer. Really convenient to see it early, though. It makes lower Norfair a lot less dangerous.
And,
Got another... Go ahead.
I was just going to say Billy Mays only having an additional reserve tank and a piece of heart.
But wait, there's not much more.
Yeah.
Zosti gonna do a bomb jump to make his way up through this escape and be rewarded with the spring ball.
And he is turning off screw attack just because these blocks are, or these platforms that you're standing on are bombable, or they'll just break with the screw attack. So it's hard to get up on top of them without destroying them if you have the screw attack enabled. So he turned it off, but we'll probably see him enable it again in a little while.
I'm also fascinated that he just transitioned a single bomb jump into a double bomb jump. Maniacal cleared out the area around Wave Beam, though I did not see the 2 item checks through there.
I don't think that there was anything really great there, but Elsie's doing it now, so we can double check.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah, 10 arrows, and I think it was just some rupees or something in the actual wave room.
Right on. Looks like Pansnuck is not bothering right now to check the Criteria Supers. They're at the top of a speed booster locked shaft, though they can be looked at right now.
Ossie's getting bullied by one of these little marble dudes.
To answer the question from Zigma85 in the chat, the Moon Pearl was available on one of the first 2 vanilla Super Metroid locations. However, normal logic would have required some kind of vertical gain, so the runners would have had to gotten the Morph Ball bombs first. The damage boost is out of logic for normal. Ice Beam works as well, of course, as we just saw that.
All right, so Pansnick back at the ship. Zosta with a really good quick kill on Kraid. And gonna see Pansnick heading over towards Wreck Ship. May just be checking the moat item and then heading through the Alpha Red Tower Power Bombs area.
Looks like he's just going straight down to the Red Tower. We do have in-logic Wreck Ship access, I believe, with wall jumps and gravity suit, but I'm not entirely certain if that is supposed to be able to get us through the moat. Oh no, we have Morph Ball bombs, but he doesn't have them, so without having all that pieced together, he, I guess, doesn't want to go yet.
Yeah, the continuous wall jump over the moat to wreck ship area is technically only in hard logic to be required.
That's right. Same with gravity jumps, which could be achieved right now using the suit. And also, Spring Ball is available, though he doesn't have it. And Spring Ball is another one of those things that can. Actually, Spring Ball is in normal logic to do a Spring Ball jump from the center platform to get across, which I was surprised by the first time I had to do it. Vanilla Power Bomb's location has, after lots of damage, a piece of heart.
And Zosie's bringing along these little waivers here to use them to deboost over to the X-ray check. Really well done.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Not required, but love to see it. And with 5 energy tanks in the various suit, he's got no problem just tanking all these spikes. Pant's next routing looks like it's going to take him over to Kraid's area fairly soon, while Zosti heads up to what I have to assume will be a wrecked ship run.
Yeah, and Pensneck did a really good moonfall there. It was really nice to see. He is a couple E-tanks short. Is that E-tanks that Zosti found on Death Mountain, or?
Yeah, somewhere different in their routing. There's the high jump location.
Yeah. And the one at right there that Maniacal just got behind Crocomire.
Yep.
All right, Spazer Beam location today holding for us 3 bombs. Okay.
Just a bundle of blueberries. Pensneck blows up that tube on his way through. One of the fun things you learn early on playing Super Metroid, that you can destroy one of the corridors that you pass through to gain a different route into Meridia. Something I missed that chat informed me about is that behind the Red Tower power bombs, there was the Blue Mail armor upgrade for Link to the Past.
And Zosti's going for the power bomb, or the morph bomb moat jump. Very well done.
Maniacal about to get his screw attack using single bomb jumps. All right, and let's see what the wrecked ship has for us today. Certainly an easy Fantoon fight with all this energy.
Yep, and the one item that you're able to access before actually finishing Fantoon is actually vanilla missiles.
Ooh, just missing the timing there on the Kraid quick kill for Pensneck.
Yep, that finishes him off fairly quickly. Gonna be picking up his loot here. Maniacal and OC doing a little synchronized high five there, passing each other up here at the Crockemeyer area. Zosti with a couple really good Doppler rounds.
Oh, it looks like Zosti hasn't turned back on Screw Attack, which I think would give him invincibility if he wanted to do a spin jump through some of Fantoon's enemies, or the little ghosties. Regardless, he took him down very quickly.
Yeah, it was nicely done.
I gotta say, it's pretty interesting that without seeing the speed booster yet, and Crockemer being potentially, being speed booster locked, that we saw 3 runners go through with the gate glitch and thus be rewarded with these luxury items in the Spring Ball and Screw Attack, because none of that stuff is needed, but it's going to make Super Metroid a lot more fun for them.
Yeah, Maniacal also setting up with the mid-air bomb jumps here. Finishes it off and grabs his Spring Ball as well.
Alright, what will Zosti use to get through this room today? Probably gonna use a power bomb? Just regular bombs.
Yeah.
Another out of logic for normal check, but Zosti's got so many strategies to get through the rooms in this game that he's just going to check everything as soon as he can where convenient, because it's faster than coming back with the required items.
And this item, the E-Tank, is bomb capacity upgrade. Not even gonna pick it up. Nice spring ball jumps over those platforms, though. That was really cool.
And
what?
Ooh.
Are you oohing the same thing I am?
Yeah, I am. Ozzy is going to lava dive Lower Norfair. Not currently in logic
This is
with the
exciting.
items he has, but certainly doable.
He did pick up. Oh wait, he didn't go to Blueprint Star to get the Moon Pearl. I was gonna say. All right. Well.
So I have to assume he saved by Crockemeyer. Of course, he also has the Crystal Flash to get a little bit of extra energy before potentially dying here.
And he goes for it. Gets it. Nice.
Yeah, without high jump or gravity suit, this is... Okay, I was holding my breath.
Nice. That was really awesome.
And what's in the attic for Zosti? Get out of the way, robots. Just
silver
arrows.
arrows.
I got tricked into thinking it was an arrow capacity upgrade at first. So we haven't even seen a boss fought in Link to the Past yet, and we already have silver arrows, so hopefully that bow comes along soon, and that'll speed up a lot of the boss fights. Of course, my commentator curses that every seed that I watch, it has a really late bow, so we'll find out.
All right, speed boosts are not required for wreck ship, but we still have a couple other items that may potentially be locked behind this speed booster.
So we're in this big cavernous room outside of wrecked ship called the Ocean. In the upper portion here, there's an item in the ceiling. Then there's a maze-like middle portion that has one item check. And on his way out, Zosti will presumably check the floor of the Ocean. Nothing in the first two spots. But he does have to go in to check the gravity suit spot first.
And we did end up finishing up with Goturizo, or at least the portal through. And Ossi's going to set up for Quake at Misery Mire.
Pansneck giving us a good long map check in the Dark World, and Misery Mire, Swamp Palace, and Ice Palace are all pendants. I believe Swamp Palace was the green, and I saw a 5/6 crystal on Thieves Town.
Nice. So flippers may not be required.
Wow, that would be something. Ooh, I'm not sure if Ozzy realized he couldn't check those treasure chests yet without the Moon Pearl, or if he was trying to super... Oh, he might have been trying to super bunny glitch, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he was. But he's able to at least head down here to the Desert Ledge to pick up his Cane of Samaria.
So the combination of like what we've seen early Cane, seen early Ice Rod, early Hook Shot, and Quake, which potentially could open Turtle Rock, we could be just a couple Dark World access items away from doing that dungeon, as well as Fire Rock. Alright, and I have to assume Zosti's going to do his route through Brinstar now, which will yield, among other things, the very important gravity suit.
Alright, so Desert does not appear to be boots locked. We have already picked up the big key and just got the small key inside of the big key chest.
Very convenient. We don't yet have a glove to open... No, we can use the mirror from the Dark World to go into the back portion, so we don't even need the glove.
Right, yeah.
Zosti checking Criteria power bombs above the ship. Just an aero capacity upgrade. And then he's going to go through the gauntlet. I believe our first to go through the Super Metroid gauntlet. We've seen the back two items, but we haven't seen the center item.
Yeah. And I think OC did finally set up that Super Bunny, gets a Cane of Burna, and... big 20.
Well, you know, Cane of Burna has its uses. Good against a couple of bosses, through a couple of spiky rooms, those sorts of things.
Just a heart container there at the Super Metroid gauntlet Chozo.
That's cute. This is the first time I've seen Agina's cave checked this late by going over and using the mirror while still a bunny.
Did OC check checkerboard?
I haven't seen it. I'm not sure what his status is with, like, picking up that treasure chest and if the Super Bunny needs reactivation. Like, that's a whole charade. And it looks like he's not going to be bothering with that.
He may have checked it when he first came out of the portal, but I missed it if he did.
Same. So funny stuff. Some of the earliest checks we usually see in Link to the Past that runners didn't need to go to because Kakariko and Mini Moldorm Cave were so generous. Ozzy's heading over here to the palace and going to see what the uncle has for us, and then the chest in the other room.
Oh, mind of me in chat reminding me that Ozzy didn't have gloves to pick up the rock that's over Checkerboard Cave, so that makes sense.
Oh. We got another bottle near the uncle, and now we'll see what's in.
Fairy.
Yes, and now we'll see what's in Hyrule Castle.
All right, Zosti making the play over to Edakun, so he'll be picking up his gravity suit shortly.
Yeah, it's still fairly early on, just past the 45-minute mark. Given the generosity of the seed and the fact that pretty much every route the runners are taking is yielding something advantageous, can't quite say who holds a lead yet, though we've seen very solid execution from Zosti, which might give him a bit of an edge at this stage of the game.
Where did Zosti find a sword?
Must have been... Actually, wait. I'll wait until I see Pansnack check it. It might have been middle of Gauntlet. That's the only time I wasn't.
Oh, that was a heart container.
Okay. So, was it somewhere in the wrecked ship, maybe? He's the only one who's finished that out.
Oh, that might have been like the... Yeah. Yep. Cool. So, probably the gravity suit location or the item in the... Oh, at the E-Tank location. Okay.
So by the game logic, that wasn't a very late sword. Just you had to prioritize wrecked ship early, but it is always funny when you go through combo rando seed for a while and don't see a sword for Link to the Past.
Yeah, and it looks like the Zelda escape part of the sequence there doesn't hold anything.
What is Ozzy doing down here? Didn't he just go to... Oh, his mirror portal is still active.
I think he's heading back into Lower Norfair.
That's super convenient. I forgot that it would remain in place for that long. Oh, and that is a Quake lock on Misery Mire, so once we can reach it with, say, the Titan Mitts, we would have access, but only a Pendant Dungeon today.
There's the sword. Okay, got it. And Elsie makes it through, heading further along in the Lower Norfair area using the bomb jumps.
Yeah, of note, the beam combination right now is very weak. Just Wave Beam and Charge Beam, so totally opting out of fighting Golden Terizo to possibly get one item in the ceiling and check the item to the left that Space Jump locked.
Yeah, and that actual item to the left is locked behind Space Jump, I think. So
that's right. So it looks like Ozzy's going for a very precise wall jump to get up this room, the quote-unquote hardest room in the game. If he can't pull that off, though, there are bomb jumps available.
All right, Zosty's just about to pick up his Moon Pearl.
And chat pointed out that he finally turned his screw attack back on. And as well that the high jump boots he's got were in the water outside of wrecked ships. So Zosty's got really free movement through the game. Just needs speed booster and space jump for maximum convenience. Ozzy made it up the hardest room. We'll see what the lovingly named Mickey Mouse room has for us. Just some missiles.
Okay, Pensnick finishing up with Fantoon. Very nicely done.
Pansneck is one of our frequent race commentators. It's great to see him having a good run so far. Zeranok in chat asking, how does this work? So it is a combo randomizer. There are 4 fixed locations in each game that act as a teleport that allow you to switch from one game to the other. Items from both games are randomized in each game, so you could find something like the magic mirror in Super Metroid and the gravity suit in Link to the Past. The required logic will always allow you to be able to complete both games. You do have to beat both Ganon and Mother Brain to complete the game. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little combo randomizer. So we've got a not necessarily brave in that Ozzy's going down to Ridley with plenty of health and Variety Suit, but not many super missiles and just the wave charge combo mentioned earlier. So this will be kind of a slow Ridley fight.
Yep, Maniacal picking up his silvers here in the attic as Ozzy heads into this scary room with these little side hopper duties.
Yep, well, Zosty is our first to make an excursion through Meridia and take advantage of that gravity suit.
And that is our second mail upgrade, so the red mail for some of our players will be there at the Power Bombs of Shame.
Yep. One of those lovingly nicknamed rooms, Power Bombs of Shame, can be picked up in an any percent run if you happen to be low on your ammo count running through that portion of Norfair. Ooh. In the Mama Turtle room, Zosty sees a Titansmith. Not Titansmith, the first glove upgrade.
Power Glove.
It could still theoretically be a Titansmith if there's another glove somewhere else.
Yeah.
So with 20 super missiles, I guess there is the 55 missile count backup, so could be just draining of all of that ammunition for Ozzy. Maybe only a few charge shot required. Ooh, no, he's going to go for the X Factor. So one of the less seen damage techniques in Super Metroid is where you can use your power bombs with certain charge plus one other beam combo abilities, and as you charge up your shot, a shield of sorts, like a damaging shield, forms around Samus that can do quite a bit to enemies. In this case, it's wave plus charge, and that started off the fight against Ridley with a lot of damage. Power bombs also do damage to Ridley, something I neglected to think about. So really a lot in the tank for Ozzy to fight with here.
Yep, and still has 12 super missiles. Getting pogoed here.
Should be pretty close now, and there it is.
Nice.
Good fight. All right, Zosti into the aqueducts portion of Meridia, this pink piped section in the center. Can, using Ice Beam and the snail, glitch into the speed booster locked area above to possibly get 2 items.
Ice Beam's not required for a stun clip.
Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah. You don't freeze these things, they just sit there.
Right. It is a little bit easier to do with high jump, I believe.
It's a snail party in there. He's got 3 of them.
Yeah.
So even though it's not a hard seed, we're getting a tour de force of glitches and sequence breaks from Zosti this run.
And he's going to reset the room. The snails are being difficult.
Snail fail. So even though Ozzy did go and check the Fire Fleas item before going to fight Ridley, possibly looking for that clutch extra beam or super missile pack, that wasn't too much of a detour. He'll pass by it on his way back out of Lower Norfair, but still really nice to get this whole area cleared out before he leaves Norfair. It's a required portion of the game. I do wonder how long Zosti will spend on this, as it's an out-of-logic trick, so lower odds of a payout. And he already has, so many things available to him that he could just be progressing through Meridia towards the bosses.
He killed the snail.
No, snail.
So as far as I've seen, the Lower Norfair play by OC hasn't paid off too much yet.
Yeah, just the red mail.
And OC does get the snow clip. So looks like finally gets that pixel right, and then is able to make that jump. But again, like you said, there wasn't anything there that really helped out.
Yep. So now with this routing, oh, look at that. So the lantern, or lamp as it's called with the Super Metroid item bars, is here in logic with Gravity Suit and all the other stuff that allowed us to progress through Meridia. That means can make our way through, potentially, depending on the key location, through to the back of Escape. We have gloves, though. Gloves opens up the other side of back of Escape, so never mind that comment.
Yeah, well, I mean, it does still have the dark cross room in the sewers, so.
That's right, yeah. As well, Lantern puts progressing through places like Eastern Palace and later on Palace of Darkness and Misery Mire and so forth into logic, so nice to pick up.
Yes, definitely nice find, and would be required for Charter Rock, Palace of Darkness, and Eastern. So It's also our fire source, the only one we've found so far.
Indeed. We could have gone to Tower of Hera fairly early, I believe, with Death Mountain access in the mirror, but we didn't have a sword at the time, so that's probably why no one made that play.
Yeah, no weapon, no sword, no hammer. Maniacal is making the play now through Brinstar, so he will be picking up his gravity suit shortly. And then depending on what he does, if he decides to go through the Green Hill Zone up to Blue Brinstar to pick up his Moon Pearl as well.
For sure. I think maybe under normal circumstances, if you were to find your Moon Pearl at like an hour, 5 hour, 10 minutes, you'd think, oh no, I'm behind. But this seed has been so lucrative kind of in every direction that you wouldn't mind because you've already made so much progress in Super Metroid up to that point.
Yeah.
Zosie's now checking the other sand pit. These can be checked and then save and quit out of, or I guess reset out of to save.
Yeah, he's not going to reset out of either one of these.
Wow, the sand pits were very generous today.
And you were right, Meridia was holding our Dark World access because that gives us the glove for our lift upgrade, the hammer, and we already had the Moon Pearl. So Aga 1 will not be required for our run today.
Yeah, we're ready to start booking it through some Dark World Link to the Past. Probably going to see that after the Dragon fight. There's a portal to Link to the Past Dark World, conveniently located right at the back of Meridia.
No, he's heading straight there right now.
Oh, wow.
This isn't terrible because then at least he doesn't have to go through Botwoon, and he can always come back and finish up Dragon and those last couple item checks in Meridia later on.
Yep. Also, without Speed Booster or Grapple Beam or very much ammo, Dragon isn't actually like a super easy fight right now. It'll be quicker after we get one of those.
All right, so heading into Dark World from Link's house here, gonna be checking out a Hype Cave to start, I believe. It's a really good place to check 5 items once again.
All right, get your hype emotes and PogChamps ready for whatever could be in today's Hype Cave.
Starting out with some missiles. Bombs, Big 20, Piece of Heart, and yeah, that was not hype.
I'm not giving that any PogChamps today.
I mean, super missiles are always nice to find, but since we already know where Charge Beam is, it's kind of meh.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1.5 out of 10. Zosti has a sword, but he opted to pick up those bushes anyways.
Oh, and Zosti remembering that he did pick up the shovel from the race game there. Gonna do his little dig spot here.
Wow, and already 13 hearts in Link to the Past. Or is the top row 9 or 10?
10. Yep,
okay,
that
cool.
is
Yeah,
13.
So 13. It's different in some of the Zelda games, like the number of hearts per row.
Yeah. Right, and OC about to pick up his gravity suit as well. Maniacal is making the play over to the Blue Burn Star area and should be picking up his Moon Pearl shortly. Still got to see who's going to be the next person to make the play into Meridia for their Dark World access, and pretty much the continuing progression for this seed so far.
Yep. The seed didn't quite have the imbalance of the full Super Metroid clear before Link to the Past, but just about all of Super Metroid was available, and so people could have gone all the way through the 4 bosses before venturing back. Given the lower number of items required to progress through a larger portion of the Super Metroid side of this combo rando, you'll often see runners just say, like, out of convenience, stay in one game, get through as much as possible, and then move to the other.
Pensnick making the play down to Crocomire.
And Plasma Beam off the digging game, so an
Wow.
uncommon, very nice reward for that. So Microwave Beam available for Dragon, won't need to fight Botwoon. Of course, Zosti hasn't been to Eastern yet, still needs his Charge Beam. But that also means we have Charge, Ice, Wave, and Plasma all totally available to us, which gives us the strongest beam combo for fighting such things as Ridley and Mother Brain.
Right, Back of Escape does hold that small key, so he is going to head over and check out the Dark Cross room. But just finding some additional ammo and bombs there. The map.
That's right, because Zosti hasn't been through the front of the palace yet, so he wouldn't have deduced yet that that chest had the map. And this looks like a move into the Dark World for Zosti. I can't go this way.
You can't go this way.
A couple of frustration tugs there, maybe.
All right, OC also making the play over to Blue Burn Star, going to be picking up his Moon Pearl. Maniacal is giving us a check at this this item here, just to the left of the Link to the Past portal for vanilla missiles.
So right here beside this portal, you can either go up and into the front portion of Skull Woods. Can't check the back portion yet, though, without the Fire Rod. But probably going to be clearing out Village of Outcasts and then the Thieves' Town dungeon, which is required.
Pensnick gets that wall jump there.
That's a fun way to get up there. I don't think I've ever frozen an enemy and then used high jump. So Skullwoods only has 2 items, and one of them is already a missile.
Nice. And the big key chest here gonna be the map. So potentially one more item that could be at the vanilla big key chest that Zosti's heading over to. That could also still be a small key or the compass.
Yep, and then were we to not see an item there, there are just 2 locations that remain in the back portion. 1 chest plus what's on Mothula.
A mushroom giving the red boomerang.
And we got Space Jump in Skull Woods. So items cleared out in Skull Woods, but we'll have to come back later as this is a crystal dungeon. So that beautiful Space Jump Screw Attack combo going to make it so Zosti can just sail through rooms late in the game in Super Metroid, especially the Coliseum room in Meridia.
Yep, as well as the amphitheater in Lower Norfair, worst room in the game.
Okay, so this should be Graveyard Ledge plus using the mirror to check the King's Tomb.
Can't check King's Tomb without the boots.
Oh, my bad. I'm not used to not having boots this late in the
right?
scene, but yeah, I suppose they can be as late as Ganon's Tower, right?
Boots can be in Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, depending on what they lock for progression elsewhere in the world. It's an interesting route you have to take through that maze when you don't have the Titan's Mitt or boots.
Yeah, if it wasn't such a task to get back into the dark world, I would say it would be faster just to stay in the light world and go through it, but...
Alright, so into the Village of Outcasts. We'll check the C-shaped house here. The only reason I'm focusing primarily on Zosti's stream for the commentary right now is every other runner is going through locations we've already seen, whereas Zosti's bringing us shiny new content.
Shiny. Maniacal is done with the Zelda section of the escape sequence, but he mirrored out and is heading towards the Dark Cross room. He has not picked up the lantern from the lantern or the gloves from Meridia, so he's going to be doing this as a dark room.
Yeah, not only in the dark, but when he gets that map, he won't have the key to get through the rest of it, so kind of a dead end for him. Ooh, big money there for Zosti in Thieves Town, and that puts him over 500 and reminds us that nobody's gone to check Zora's domain yet.
Yeah, but I do believe that he did get flippers, so it does put Zora Waterfall Fairy in logic.
I didn't see the flippers. Do you remember where they were?
I think they were just in one of the chests in Thieves Town.
Ah, they were in Thieves Town. Yeah. Okay, cool. Ozzy's in Mama Turtle room getting his glove. I wonder if Pansneck might want to take off high jump boots. Oh, he's just going to start the bomb jump from the ground. Yeah, there you go. The rate that you accelerate while jumping upwards once you've got high jump boots can throw off your timing if you've been used to doing bomb jumps prior to that without it. And our first trip into Tower of Hera by Maniacal. Didn't see a big key yet. We need the big key in the front here in order to make any progress. There it is.
Oh, there we go. Yay.
And already onto the blind fight. A scripted fight which has 3 phases requiring 3 hits of any strength of sword or hammer or whatever each, and can be dispatched very quickly if you know what you're doing.
And gets it done very nicely. So, and we get the compass, okay.
I'm trying to remember.
Treacle.
Ooh, fire rods at the treasure chest game.
Yo.
So now, given that pickup of the fire rod and being over in this portion of the Dark World, we might see Zosti just head right back over to Skull Woods.
Oh no, Maniacal got bullied. Down the middle hole, too.
Ooh, drops 2 floors.
He was doing really well. I think he just had a couple more hits left on Moldorm and he got bullied. Moldorm's a bully. All right, and Zosti's given us a fake powder check. Oh no, that wasn't a fake powder check. Where did he get powder?
No, we've got we that was in Mini Moldorm. It was like really early.
Oh well, getting a second sword from the magic bat. That's really nice to find.
Yeah, it can be a slog getting through the Dark World without a stronger sword. Chat, Maniacal does not have the hammer yet, as he's not been in Meridia.
But he does get his first crystal from Tower of Hera.
Yep.
And Osi is gonna check Shack Tool with the ice clip here.
It's a very precise trick. Hopefully he doesn't have to spend too long on it, because as with other clips, this is out of logic right now.
Yeah, he is trying to combine the ice clip with an X-ray climb.
Zosti about to show us what's on the pyramid. Ooh,
Nice.
nicely done.
Shock tool.
Yep. Check tool, slowest and most out of the way check in all of Super Metroid, and normally would require a grapple beam in addition to what we have currently, I believe, would be enough. Well, Ozzy doesn't have high jump, so not sure about the vertical access for him.
Yeah, without space jump, I think that would be required. And Maniacal sees his power glove there at the grapple spot for Mama Turtle.
Oh, this is pretty wild. So when I saw Pansneck lowering the water, I thought, oh, a swamp palace? Wait a minute, he doesn't have flippers yet, but he hadn't actually done the original moat yet.
And Shock Tool is just a pack of supers. But he does let Shock Tool live, so
how
nice
of him. I wish Shack Tool were one of the animals you could save at the end.
I agree. All right, Maniacal grabs his gloves.
So some of the items that we're still hunting down of importance are the bow, and there's actually not that much else we need. Bow, mitts,
Potentially another medallion.
Yeah, depends what we need to get into Turtle Rock. But yeah, the hunt has narrowed quite significantly. The seed has just kept on giving and giving in this first hour and a half.
Bow could be on pedestal.
Womp womp.
No?
Oh yeah, I mean it absolutely could be. I'm
you don't want a
womp-womping.
pedestal seed?
I want to see one, but at the same time, it might extend it by 45
Yeah.
minutes, so maybe not.
I mean, we have pretty much everything we need for our pendant dungeons, so I don't think I would say 45 minutes.
True. Yeah, I guess if they find that very late and they go mode all those dungeons, it would be a lot shorter.
But yeah, it'll probably end up being something like Bo is in desert on Lamolis or something. Or Hookshot Cave.
Ooh, and our first check under the bridge here to our friendly houseless man.
Brave Stater in chat asking how to switch between games. There are 4 fixed entrances in each game that act as teleport places. We may be seeing Pantsneck head up here through
Ooh, the Dead Rock. Wow, can't go to Super Metroid or go to Tower of Hera.
Yeah, this cave where Pantsneck is would be one portal between each game that would send you to Upper Norfair from Death Mountain.
It's looking like a original Quake location, the Catfish check here for Zosti, followed by a trip into Zora's Domain.
And OC sees his magical hammer. What? Is he gonna pick it back up after Dragon, I hope?
Yeah, he must be planning it for his way out. Okay, there's another possibility. So in that particular room, the hammer, you don't see the stem on it very clearly. It looks kind of like a basic shield. That's the only thing I can think of. Like maybe he mistook it for something else.
Yeah, I think he's definitely heading towards Dragon first, and then we'll probably pick that up on his way out of Meridia, based on his changing here.
Yeah, that's the safe assumption. But I certainly didn't recognize it as the hammer the first time Zosti went through there.
Gamma Enrolled 67 in chat asking, how many people are in the race right now? We had 12 total entrants and one person so far has actually forfeit. So currently there are 11 active racers.
Yeah, the everything I've seen here today looks like this would have been a really accessible race for newcomers, given how many of the progression items were available early.
Yeah, and definitely no crazy tricks have to be required so far.
Aussie is refilling on ammo here, then probably going to fight Dragon with a combination of X-Factor attacks and super and regular missiles. Yeah, can you even see the stem of the hammer before you pick it up there? I'm not sure if you can.
It is pretty hard to see, but I'm still maintaining my idea that OC is going to come back and pick it up after Dragon.
Yeah.
But the palette changes for items from Super Metroid and Link to the Past can definitely throw a couple things off. Sometimes you'll pick up a bottle with a potion in it, and it looks red, but it's actually a green potion. Picking up the Master Sword in some rooms has a kind of red color to the sword instead of blue like the Master Sword normally is. So there's a couple things like that. The palette change for items can throw you off a little bit.
Yep. Super Nintendo, while a fairly advanced system at the time, could have a lot of colors. It would, maximize the I guess artistic expression of like a particular area by just having a palette of colors that best fit that. So you wouldn't have all colors available at all times, like maybe a newer system. Ooh, another big load of cash in Swamp Palace, though we don't need that much money anymore. And mind everyone, Swamp Palace is not a crystal, but it does have a lot of items, so we could use Zosti to do a portion of it, maybe skipping the left side.
Yeah, definitely could also still hold any type of progression. Mitts could be here, Bow could be here.
Yep, or something could be on Sahasrahla.
Shmushmashmrla?
I don't even know if I say it right.
No, I think that's how it is, but I just like to make fun of it. Dragon's item is just 10 arrows. But Aussie did a really good job with finishing up that boss.
Looks like Pansnick finally heading into Eastern, so gonna hopefully come out with that charge beam. Can't finish the dungeon yet. It is definitely bow locked. And Zosti got the Titan's Mitt. Second glove upgrade is in the big chest in Swamp Palace, so a good, well, rather necessary place for everyone to go.
I called that, just so you know.
You did. Props. I was so intensely focused on Zosti finding progression in Swamp Palace that I just completely missed Ozzy beating Dragon.
Yeah, it was a good fight, and it was just 10 arrows behind at the Chozo behind.
Gotcha. Seeing a lot of snail clips today, and I gotta say, this is definitely a diversion. You know, I wouldn't have been prioritizing this trick if I were any of them in a normal logic seed.
We have somebody in chat also saying they can't tell who's in the lead and asking if we can explain who and why. With this combo randomizer, it's kind of difficult to really tell who is in the lead at any given point. I would probably say at this moment, probably Zosti, just based on the items that he's collected, having found Fire Rod, the power, the Titan's Mitts and everything. But something you could take into consideration is that Ossie has a couple more Super Metroid bosses completed and is about to get his Dark World access, so he'll be picking up quite a few more items that are available in the Dark World. So it's really hard to tell exactly who is ahead, but I would probably say that Zosti at least has a little bit of a lead.
Yep. A good proxy is to count the crystal dungeons completed as well as the Super Metroid bosses, and then see if they're tied, who's got more progression items.
Yeah, exactly. Yo! Boots and Titan's Mitts.
Wow.
In Swamp Palace.
That smells like something is going to also be on this green pendant.
Yeah, well, I maybe, probably.
We were forced to get it, so to speak.
Yeah. Did we find map and compass? Or was that left side swamp? Was that like the god swamp?
It might have been. I didn't see either of those two picked up.
That is amazing. Swamp Palace was definitely the play. Having picked up those flippers in Thieves Town, it's going to give Zosi even more of an advantage. Having those boots, gotta go fast, man.
Yep. In addition to just dashing around everywhere, there's a fun movement glitch you can do in Link to the Past whenever you're going upstairs. Or not stairs. I guess not stairs between rooms, but the ones that, like the ones that he just walked over, aren't the ones I'm talking about. It's like the little tick-by-tick stairs. You can use a trick with the speed booster. Or, God, what is it called? The speed boots.
Pegasus boots.
Pegasus boots. And then there's a trick. Maybe you can explain it better.
It's pretty much any overworld staircase. Anything inside of a dungeon generally will be a multi-level set of stairs that won't allow you to move while you're climbing the steps. But if you do a sword spin or use your hook shot while climbing the steps, it allows you to actually get your Pegasus boots speed and maintain it while moving around without actually using the boots, and it allows you to change directions too.
That was perfect. Thank you for the explanation.
Yeah. Pantsneck is actually doing a fake flipper to check out the Hobro under the bridge here. And he's going to give us an E-Tank. Nice find.
It's been keeping it warm by the fire for us. And it looks like we're going to see Plasma Beam Room checked by Maniacal. This is quite out of the way, and he doesn't have the Plasma Beam itself, but has Screw Attack and other ways to... Actually, I think just Screw Attack of his current items can beat the monsters inside in order to be able to actually get out.
Yep, that's correct. And we do know that Plasma Beam is at the dig game, so... I mean, this still could be some progression like Bow.
That would be sneaky.
And just a quick mention, our tracker does seem to be updating a little bit slow. We have marked Samaria for Zosti, though it's not yet showing up on the tracker, so just a little patience while some of that stuff kicks in. Looks like it was just 5 arrow capacity upgrade there at Plasma.
Of note, so Pansnack fake flippered up to the Waterfall Cave and Zora's Domain, and because he has Moon Pearl, he was able to quickly go out and back into Waterfall Cave and like de-fake flipper in order to check the 2 treasure chests inside. And Ozzy's first crystal at Tower of Hera.
And he is heading back in to check the basement item because he did get the lantern from Meridia.
Was that a sword?
From Zora?
No, from
Lan Molas?
Yeah, Lan Molas. It was something pointy looking.
We'll double check. Could have been arrows, but I'll check again.
Oh no, he's still holding the Master Sword. Okay, the single arrow. Best item in the game. Well, that's cute. I've never seen someone put down a Samaria block and then just hide behind it in a tile room. While I didn't personally see Checkerboard Cave earlier, I've seen it now with Zosti, just 20 red rubies. Or 1 red rupee that is 20 rupees.
Alright, and our last item from the Hera basement is a power bomb pack. So Pansnick, having gone to Tower of Hera and seen the items that he's picked up so far, not having a fire source may end up running back there to check for an item at some point once he gets the lantern from Meridia here. It's really not a fun thing to leave 1 item behind in Tower of Hera basement.
Yep. The term we usually use for that is orphaning an item. Like when you've got a location that maybe has 4, you get 3, and it's really out of the way to go back there later in the game once you have the required thing. You just kind of pray that those locations don't have anything important.
All right, and Pansnick, seeing that power glove, trying to think of the best way to get over there and pick that up. He does have high jump boots, so I think that might help, but there we go. So it looks like a lot of those boot slots locations not holding any progression. King's Tomb didn't have anything, and the bunk racks here also coming up empty for progression. 300 rupees is nice in case you need to buy some potions, but not required.
Rip.
And here you see Zosti doing that grapple or the hookshot dash that we were talking about before.
How is... Oh, wow. This could be a difficult trick to time here for Pansnack. Trying to set up a bomb jump off the top of the moving turtle.
And Zosti is going to give us a peek at Turtle Rock. He may actually end up going into it. Hopefully won't have to, since it would be a double dip for him, but we will at least see the medallion required for it, and then likely pop into Hookshot Cave.
Ooh, Ether. We don't know where Ether is yet.
No, we do not.
Alright, Ether's going to be on Vitreous.
I feel like it's like every time you need an item for Turtle Rock, it's here inside of Hookshot Cave. It's like right at the front door.
Well, that would certainly be convenient.
But that would be hilarious if it was on Vitreous or Cold Stare. Well,
certainly take a tempered sword.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the normal name for the butter sword, which I've just gotten used to calling the butter sword?
It's just the golden sword.
Oh, okay. Two chests in Super Bunny Cave. Nothing important, but some more super missiles. I believe that's called Super Bunny Cave because without doing any hard glitches, if you don't have Moon Pearl yet, but do have access to that cave, you can drop down and for some reason you're able to open treasure chests.
Yeah, the falling action when you're the bunny, for some reason, allows you to animate. You can open chests and things like that.
Pansnack's still working on that bomb jump. I'm trying to think if there's... and like, we saw other runners do this already, but I'm trying to think if for someone... Oh, and you know what? He's got a single bomb jump going now. All right, everyone pray that he doesn't miss a bomb.
Fingers crossed. You got this. We're cheering for you.
I also hope he's not right under the block.
I think he was a little bit under it before, so he's moved over and he can just move to the right to pick it up. I was about to say, wait, whoa, did that move? But
oh no, he was too far to the right. Oh.
Oh, that was so close. All right, so Aussie just picked up his plasma beam from the dig game, so that I believe will complete his charge X-ray plasma combo. He'll be able to use that against Fantoon.
Quick work of Moldorm with the tempered sword and a little bit of spinning there for Zesty.
Yep, and Pansnack did get his glove, so hooray!
Congratulations on a trick well done.
That's really challenging to do.
Yeah, it's worth noting that normal logic doesn't mean easy for anyone to play in Super Metroid. Requiring infinite bomb jumps is something that does throw off newer runners who might not have had a lot of practice in Super Metroid.
And OC going through and doing the magic bat there. Is that his first sword?
Who was that just grabbed a sword?
OC, I think, got his sword from the magic bat, which was Zosti's
yes.
master sword.
The other sword, God, it was in Super Metroid. I'm blanking out. Oh, it was in the wrecked ship. Yeah, Ozzy hasn't done wrecked ship yet, so that would explain that. Also no fire rod for Ozzy, so still no Mothula attempts for any of the runners.
I'm like so entranced watching Pansnick do these bomb jumps. Nice, yay!
Yeah. Good for him to get up. I have to wonder if he knows about doing gravity jumps, as that would have been a really quick way up there as well.
Yes, indeed. Right, but heading towards the Sandy Beaches location and the Wishing Well, going to be picking up some rupees. And Zosi making the play to do... Oh, he does have both 5-6 crystals, so he's going to be doing the Pyramid Fairy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Desert Palace was one of them.
And another trick that Zosi's doing here, when you have the bomb, you aren't able to do the dash without leaving the bomb behind. But if you take damage or if you use your hook shot to pull yourself, you can start holding your dash button and it will not drop the bomb when you do that dash. So it's pretty neat to see him do that as well.
It's a pretty sweet trick. So is the only other thing that Link carries behind him and then has those dashing prohibitions the purple chest?
Yes, to drop the item, that's correct. If you have the old man from the mountain cave following behind you and you try to dash, you'll actually move slower than if you were just walking. Just because the old man doesn't run.
That's hilarious. Very thin.
Yeah. The dwarf will dash with you, so some of those things are kind of interesting in the way that they play out.
Well, if anyone's seen Lord of the Rings, we know dwarves can be very fast.
So he's getting bullied by that guy. And it looks like he's going to take the Dark World Ice Rod Cave transition over to Super Metroid to finish up Dragon.
Yep. For a half second I thought Ice Palace, but nah, let's not force ourselves to do that yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Ooh, he's got potion. Or a fairy. Oh, he doesn't need it.
He makes it. Yikes. And Maniacal at the Magic Bat also going to be picking up his second sword. Pansnick, just turn on high jump boots again. You turned them off earlier.
I was wondering, like, why is he jumping so low?
Yeah. Get the hammer.
I love having Spring Ball for this section, which is something you can do in vanilla depending on how you route it.
CKS Tong in chat asking what's the stipulation to beat the game. You have to finish both Mother Brain and Ganon, and the order in which you do it does not matter. There are a couple things that kind of change depending on which one you finish first. If you finish Super Metroid first, you will go through the normal escape sequence to get out of the planet as soon as possible before it explodes. But as soon as you actually get back onto the surface of the planet, all of the explosions stop and you're able to go through and continue playing the game in case there's any further progression within Super Metroid for Link to the Past that you are required to pick up. Likewise, if you finish Ganon first in Link to the Past, you'll go through, walk into the Triforce room, but then you will be teleported directly back on top of the pyramid in the Dark World so that you can continue playing through Link to the Past in case there's something in Link to the Past that's required for Super Metroid.
Very well explained.
Thanks. All right, Zosti finishing up with Dragon. He has not been over to Eastern yet, so he doesn't have the charge beam to do the fun beam strats, but
I like to
still
think we
very
just
good
put
fight.
Dragon to sleep there, and then the babies and the mama can all go back to their nest and rest together.
Yeah.
It is interesting that, like, you're Samus, you're here on this alien world, and there are hostile, like truly hostile things here. There are the space pirates, and there's Ridley and Kraid, and these monsters that really want to stop you. And then there's a lot of like incidental creatures throughout the world, and you know, they're not all bad. They're just kind of defending themselves. I certainly wouldn't blame them, but
Right.
sometimes we have to be murderous monsters in order to get things in life. I agree, Emu Flub in chat. Miss Metroid is a great commentator.
Thank you. I'm blushing. All right, so Zosti has not picked up the Quake Medallion yet. Not able to access Misery Mire, but I think he's going to Lower Norfair anyways, so. Alright. Space Jump in hand, he is able to get both of the Gold Chorizo item here as well.
And this will be our first time seeing
check. There, yeah, Jinx. Hard container and a single rupee.
So no big deal, it can reset, and if you really wanted to go back that way, just take the flute down to Misery Mire again and come back through. The assumption here is that this... Oh, he hadn't actually checked Bomb Chorizo yet, so there was a reason for this routing.
Yes. Ice Rod. That's Turtle Rock access. Well, I mean, once we get either. Which no one has found yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised more people didn't do Bomb Chorizo earlier, because Fire Rod was readily accessible there in Village of Outcasts, so we should have seen this combo probably much sooner than we did.
We need the book so somebody can check pedestal for me, because I'm pretty sure that that's where the bow is.
We need someone to cook the books. Okay, this makes sense. So Zosti just didn't go down this particular shaft in Super Metroid before, which is why we saw both Bomb Chorizo and this room just now.
Yeah, vanilla missiles in this room too. All right, so it looks like OC's actually thinking about going through and finishing up Skull Woods.
Woohoo! Our first Skull Woods finish would be great to see.
Yeah, oh, Mirror. Is he just doing that to get out? Yeah, okay. I was going to say, is he going to leave now? All right, Maniacal, get your plasma on.
So, is the item at the digging game, like, in the same seed? Is it going to be at the same dig number for everybody?
Yes, it is.
Gotcha.
All right, so Zosti, once again, going through this Mizurumire portal back into Lower Norfair, he will be progressing through and finishing up with Super Metroid. And he used a power bomb up there. I think he forgot that he had Space Jump for a second or something.
Plus the screw attack, of course. Mothvilla down for Ozzy.
Gets a compass. So, did we find both items in Skullwoods?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
it
want
was
to
a
say it was
missile and Space Jump, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And the amphitheater room here with screw attack and space jump, super easy. You don't even see the acid rising.
Yep, that's a traversal through the room that you really only see in 100% Super Metroid.
Pansnick was trying to take a death warp and forgot he got a fairy in a bottle.
So conveniently inconvenient.
Yeah, whoops.
You want that fairy for when you're getting beaten down by Cold Stare, not for when you're trying to get out of a dungeon.
All right, Maniacal making the play over here to Swamp Palace, going to be picking up his Titan Smiths and boots. As well as that green pendant that we have not seen turned in yet. That could be Bo.
So I have another niche Link to the Past question. Zosti's on half a heart in Link to the Past, but he just picked up red mail. Are there any things that can hit him when he's got that much with red mail that he'll still survive?
There's a couple things that, like the little rats and bats in the sewers and stuff like that, that I think only do half a heart of damage originally, so they don't kill at half a heart of damage with red or blue mail.
Cool.
All right, and Zosi up against the big Ridley. He came into the fight with 24 supers. You need at least 30 if all you're going to do is use supers, but he's still got plenty of regular missiles. Hasn't picked up charge beam yet, but his ammo count is definitely enough to get him through the Ridley fight.
Some emergency power bombs being used here.
Yeah, I think Ridley's trying to pick him up and he's just bombing him.
Ridley can also die naturally, though it's a less common way to see the fight end.
Yeah. All right, and Zosti finishes up. That is his last boss for Super Metroid. He now is able to go through and finish up with Mother Brain if he so chooses. I do tend to see most runners actually finish Super Metroid last, even if they have the ability to go through and finish up Mother Brain first. Ooh, just misses that D-boost.
Finishing Super Metroid last does give us the more dramatic finish and the option to save the animals.
Yeah, which I don't think any of these... Well, Pansnick might.
Yeah, I think when you know you're not in like pole position for the race, it's easier to just kind of let it go and say, I'll take an extra 30 seconds. And while it was asked a little while ago in chat, like who's in the lead, how can you tell, it should be a lot clearer now that we see Zosti having all 4 Super Metroid bosses and 3 crystals already in Link to the Past, that he's got a pretty sizable advantage. Ozzy's probably closest behind him, as he's got 3 crystals and just about to get his 4th Super Metroid boss here in the wrecked ship.
Yep, Maniacal not too far behind that as well.
Yep, good call for Maniacal as well to do Swamp Palace, as we saw it was so lucrative for Zosti earlier. Ooh, vanilla power bombs at the Norfair Escape power bombs.
Right, and OC does get the microwave action on Phantoon there and finishes them off very quickly. Nicely done.
Pew pew pew. Microwaves effective on Super Metroid bosses as well as Hot Pockets.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I ate a little something before this race. I'm hoping it doesn't go to, more than 4 hours or whatever.
Right, and OC over here heading to this super missile item location to pick up his Master Sword that looks like the Fighter Sword, but trust me, it's a Master Sword. All right, Maniacal, checking out the Meyer shed here, gets that knowledge that Misery Meyer is going to require the Quake Medallion. This will also probably be his lower Norfair access so that he doesn't have to worry about going through to do the lava dive or anything.
Yep, just faster this way. Really, really convenient and great for routing that the creator of this game added in that portal.
Yes.
The creator of this combo randomizer ROM, by the way, is named Total.
Total. Toodle, toodle-doo.
And indeed, this game is still under active community development. More advancements from the Link to the Past side are on the way. There was a major re-architecting of the code for the Link to the Past randomizer in a recent version, and those improvements are making their way over to the combo randomizer to help structure it better, make it easier to add further features in the future.
Yeah, like hint tiles.
It'll be interesting to see what the hint tiles say about places in Super Metroid.
Yeah. The hook shot is in Norfair.
That's okay. Yeah, that's a pretty straightforward hint. I would hope it would be more cryptic and like thematic sounding.
Right. Some bombs require a gravity suit. I think another thing that I'm super excited about that's in the development is the Key Sanity mode. A lot of details not yet available about that, but the Key Sanity mode for Link to the Past that's currently available and playable, they are trying to implement a key mode for Super Metroid as well that would require that you find a certain item that would then allow you to kill the eye doors for certain bosses in Super Metroid, so that you can kind of have a Key Sanity mixes up with Link to the Past. So no exact details or more information really available about that yet, but it is in the works.
Wow, that sounds really fun. The thing I want to see the most in Super Metroid is room transition randomizers. Just total chaos.
Like the arcade mode?
I don't know if I've seen that. Is that built into the Super Metroid randomizer?
Yes, there is an arcade version where you go in one door and you come out in a random room.
Wow.
Yeah, it's already a thing. It's pretty fun to watch. But it's pretty challenging. Obviously, in that arcade mode, it's not going to like drop you into the amphitheater when you don't have various suit or something like that. So
Right, right. Gosh, now I want to play that. So Zosti is on 4 of 7 crystals. Gonna do some fetch quests here, it looks like, to find more of that progression because we still need a bow.
yep, it's still gonna be on pedestal. Hate to break it to you. Just kidding.
Yikes. Picking up Ether is the other thing we need. I believe bow and Ether is Go mode, and Super Metroid has been in Go mode for a while. Speed Booster ended up not being required. I know that was just asked about in chat.
Well, technically, there could
Okay.
still be something at the waterway, like
Yes.
bow. So we'll have to see. But there's quite a few locations that are still open and available. Not many of them super fun. Hey, there's the Spazer beam.
Ooh. Yeah, Spazer, pretty useless late in the game, especially after Plasma's already acquired. But it has a great name. I mean, who doesn't love to say Spazer? Maniacal just took advantage of his powerful beam combo to do a really quick kill on the Golden Teresa, where you can crouch right in front of it, aim upwards, and get 2 hits of the plasma charge through it at once. So
Wait.
nothing interesting off the purple chest, just a missile pack.
Okay. I was gonna say, wait, did he just get bow and that's why he's going to pod? I was gonna be really upset. Yo, OC is making the first play through Torian, heading over to finish up Mother Brain.
Cool. Well, he's got Ice Beam and... Let's see, did he do Digging Game to get Plasma?
Yeah, he's got Plasma Beam.
Oh, there it is.
He has not gotten into Swamp Palace Pendant Dungeon. A lot of people don't ever want to go into a Pendant Dungeon if they don't have to. So he's probably just trying to use his time effectively, finish off Mother Brain while he thinks about his options for routing in Link to the Past.
Yep, and he's got everything he needs to do the most efficient skips and time saves in Torian. With high jump boots, you can do the Baby Metroid skip. With Ice Beam, you can do the Zebetite skip. And with more than 7 energy tanks, or rather, at least 7 energy tanks, you can do the stand-up glitch against Mother Brain.
Yeah, that also requires Charge Beam.
Right, which he does have, yes.
And Rob, our tracker, letting us know that the green pendant turn-in gave the magic cape. So that puts Bumper Cave in Logic, which we know is only a piece of heart, so wow.
Cool.
OC's draining his health, so it looks like he's not going for Baby Skip.
So Zosti's gonna make a play through here in Pod.
It's bow locked.
Woof. So, yeah. Well, so the bow's not here, and required progression being the Ether probably also unlikely, so he's just gonna dip right on out. If there were more items yet to find in the game, like significantly more, you might want to use your potion and do a potion glitch, but not today.
Yeah. And he did just decide to leave pod. He's not going to find the bow here either, but it will get him the Quake Medallion. He may consider dipping into Misery Mire. I don't know, though. All right, and OC gets the Zeb skip. Very nicely done.
Woo! Yeah, something about a limited number of sprites being able to be loaded into this room so that only the first gate is there initially and the other gates come after you destroy it, but if you just skip it, then the other gates don't get created.
Yep, and onto phase 2 of Mother Brain. Very well done. Maniacal finishing off with Ridley there. Very nice.
All right, so
Plasma charge shots do a very good job. Lots of damage on Mother Brain.
I don't remember the exact number. It's like 20 to 24-ish of these.
The plasma charge shots?
Yeah, I think it was just 20.
Yeah, 20, 24, something. And he does get his health low enough so that when he takes this this beam that he's still able to stand up, and then he'll drain his health down lower so that Mother Brain does not do the rainbow beam again, and the baby Metroid will come out at this point.
Yep. And just needed to stay airborne while the Metroid was flying in, though for fun effect you can fly while in the kneeling position during this point.
My legs! All right, and as Mother Brain goes into this little squat formation and the baby Metroid changes over to help fill up your health, you can just unload these charge plasma shots and just start draining Mother Brain right away.
Zosi tried to buy a potion, but all his bottles are full.
Yeah, I think he may have been planning to head back into pod to do the potion glitch, but didn't realize that he already had a potion. And very nicely done by OC. That finishes up Mother Brain just as the Hyper Beam activates and the baby Metroid dies. And we will now see that with the escape sequence of Super Metroid here, the planet does all of the exploding stuff, la 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 la. It's really scary, but there is no timer.
Yep. And Zosti making a play that I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but we're going to have to go into Pendant Mire, given that we have Quake access and are still searching for things. There are 3 item checks in here.
2 items in Misery Mire.
Is it only 2?
Yes.
That is unfortunate.
Yes.
What a bad dungeon.
Yeah, there's a lot of keys and only 2 actual items. Ice Palace, I think, may have technically been the better play as far as item density goes.
Man, this big and only 2 items.
Yeah.
Shaking my head.
And then we have somebody in chat saying, with OC completing Super Metroid, aren't there any other items missing in Super Metroid? As you see, OC having finished the explosion part here, he's able to go through and continue playing Super Metroid. So even with having finished Mother Brain, the planet is still accessible. You're still able to go through and play. And if there are items here, like Titan's mitts. No, I'm just kidding. That's in Swamp Palace. But yeah, you can still go through and play. All right, so Ossie's going to be finding his ice rod here at the bomb tree, so that may, obviously get him coming back into Link to the Past, but without that ether medallion, we're not able to get into Turtle Rock. So hopefully you'll be thinking it's time to start dipping pendant dungeons.
Yeah, I mean, well, he also has to go to Swamp Palace to get that glove upgrade.
Yep.
King Ragnar in chat. We don't need every item. In fact, we don't even need every item on this screen here. Though what you see in front of you is kind of a curated reduction of the two game's most important Go mode items.
Have we found any item in Misery Mire yet, or just a bunch of keys?
Just a bunch of keys and dungeon
Compass.
items.
Okay. Well, Pantsneck is making the play into Swamp Palace, so he'll be picking up his gloves and boots shortly.
Yes, Tetsuro, this is a combined randomizer. All 316 items, 100 in Super Metroid and 216 in Link to the Past, have been shuffled between each other.
All right, making the play down here to Swamp Palace. Oh, yeah.
Glad that everybody saw this.
All right, and just real quick, before Zosti gets into the Vitreous fight, we do have a tournament, a 1v1 tournament starting for this combo randomizer that begins tomorrow. You can check out some of the information. It is a $750 cash prize pool, so people are going to be winning some actual money for playing this video game. And Tempered Sword, Red Mail makes Vitreous super easy. It's a good
He's
thing
got
he has
a fairy. Yeah.
Yeah. I just about had my heart stop there.
Yeah, making full advantage of that big health bar and armor.
Yeah, I think that everybody who's currently restreamed for this race today is actually entered into the tournament, as well as a couple people in chat.
Yep, there were at least 40 people signed up when I last looked at the bracket.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
So this definitely had the makings of a quick seed earlier on, but it stopped just a bit short of being one of those god seeds because now we've had to full clear 2 different pendant dungeons.
$44 racers currently.
Wow.
Ice Palace is gonna have, it's gotta be on pedestal.
I mean, we haven't even seen the book yet, so what if the book is in here?
Yeah. Could be tablets, I guess, if once you pick up the book.
True. There's, wait. Bombo's tablet and Ether tablet. Is there a Quake tablet in the game?
No, Quake is picked up by the catfish, so there's
Yeah,
not a
that's right.
tablet for that. So. All right, small key there. Ice Palace key logic is a very weird thing. Whoa, he gets the fairy. Nice. That was super close.
I have to think that at 14 hearts and red mail, we won't have a death scare here for Zosti, but fairy never hurts.
Yeah, for sure. And half magic with Fire Rod. Definitely going to make Cold Stare still an even easier fight. But our tracker Rob saying that Pansnuck hasn't opened the big chest in Swamp Palace yet. I think he's just checking left side without realizing that he maybe could have skipped it. He'll probably come back, open the big chest, and then head to the back of Swamp Palace. So.
Though Zosti does have Can of Samaria, he's still using a bomb jump to get through this room, past the switch. Just changes the routing and makes it a little easier to wend your way through.
All right, so Aussie just about to pick up his boots. Having gotten those Titan's mitts, probably is feeling a little more reinvigorated with Link to the Past, now knowing where his progression was. This opens up a Hookshot Cave for him, Misery Mire area that he's already checked since he's done Ridley and Lower Norfair, but also Ice Palace and Smith's Chain, so on and so forth.
I must say, if Ozzy doesn't do Misery Mire like Zosti did, that could put him in the lead.
Unless something's on pedestal, but yes, you're right. He is still a dungeon behind in comparison with Desert Palace not having been completed, but that could be the difference there, that it could come down to a really close match between Zosti and Aussie, because the time to allow Zosti to go through, finish up Mother Brain, could be that difference in the one dungeon.
Come on, Ice Palace, have something. Save us from the pedestal.
There's still a couple more chests here in Ice Palace that could hold Ether and send us over to Turtle Rock to find the bow there, as well as something on pedestal, which would be crazy.
Cruel and unusual.
And HK in chat mentioning that, oh my gosh, that's a curse. I'm so sorry, all of the runners. So at this point, as far as you've gone through Ice Palace, even though you just picked up Ether for Turtle Rock, do you finish it up and pull pedestal anyways?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not an advanced enough router to make that call.
All right, I don't think there's anything else. There's some keys that are still available in Ice Palace, so I think that Cold Stare is just going to give us the pendant that we need, and then I would say that we'll probably see Zost flute to 3, pull the ped, and then head to Turtle Rock.
Yep.
Wow, that was very well done.
Yeah, right into the corner. Perfect.
Okay, Pansnick finished up with Swamp Palace, got his boots and his Titan's mitts. And now we're gonna see what... I think we're gonna see what's on pedestal. No, he's not gonna do it! It's going straight to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I guess that's still the more efficient play, all things considered. You have to see if the bow is in there before making the desperation check.
Yeah, and Turtle Rock is fully completable. Bow is not required to finish that up, so saving a little bit of time to not go full pedestal if you can find the bow in Turtle Rock. So shoot. Though yeah, I don't think anybody else would actually go pull ped before doing Turtle Rock.
I think I might do it out of morbid curiosity. Be like, ooh,
Yeah.
is this my first pedestal seed? Because I still haven't gotten one.
Oh man, I've had gravity suit on pedestal, so it's not always fun. No more water physics, the clue says.
That's a cheeky little hint.
Yes. All right, first chest here in Turtle Rock. We're gonna see what this results in. A small gate. Great.
So I had a Game Boy before I had a Super Nintendo growing up, and played the first couple of Zelda games out of order. I played Link's Awakening on Game Boy first. So that game also has a dungeon called Turtle Rock as its final natural progression dungeon, and they're both like big, complex, multi-sectioned, mazy dungeons. But I really like the version of Turtle Rock in that game.
Yo. Go
Bow mode.
All right. Fine. No pedestal.
This is just shocking coincidence. Every race that I have commentated so far has been a bow mode seed.
It tends to happen quite a bit, and I don't. It's just the chances, man. All right, so this definitely will put Zosti in the lead, even though he still has Mother Brain to finish up. That is going to make the difference because the dip into Ice Palace, I think a lot of people will probably put off.
Yep, so he's got to finish out Turtle Rock, doesn't have to full clear it, can zip straight to Trinex, and then can just go back and do the bosses of Eastern and Palace of Darkness. I think if Ozzy goes straight to Ice Palace after this Bomb Fairy check, he could still have a chance. But if he delays too much longer, or if he also does Misery Mire, then he likely won't catch up.
Yep.
Well, that was fun. Ozzy did that speed boot. Boots trick that we were talking about earlier to like zip over, check the item on the right side of the pyramid while his fairy bomb was exploding. Maniacal's got Vitreous right where he wants him. Good use of those invincibility frames for Zosty to get past the roller spike.
Yeah, I hate those rollers so much. I'm curious if we'll even see Zosty check Laser Bridge since he's in Go mode. He does still need a small key, but if he finds that in the first chest here, he may just head up straight to Trinex and get out of here.
There it is.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Oh, made a liar out of me. Alright, well, nothing there anyways, so.
Yeah. I wonder what he was thinking he might still find in those chests. Maybe a speed booster or something.
Yeah, he's got... Yeah, speed booster for escape would probably be the only thing that he's really looking for. An additional heart container or something for filling up his health before Trinex, but I think he'll be alright. Gold sword?
Oh yeah, that could have been it.
And he's going with backdoor strats. Really, really nice way to go through and finish up with Trinex. Super fast.
Oh yeah, you can tell he's been practicing. Pansnack making his way into Dragon, while Ozzy and Maniacal continue overworld checks in Link to the Past.
Yeah. Alright, and Trinex has for us today a missile back. Pansnack, I think he's getting ready to microwave the Dragon boss.
He just let it go a little too early. There it goes.
Oh, gets it this time though. Very nice.
Like if you shoot from a crouching position, then you can tell when Dragon dies by Samus being forced to stand up.
OC turning in the green pendant for his magic cape. I think Maniacal will also be turning in. Oh, nope. I was going to say he might mirror since he has it selected already.
Interesting. So what brings him to this portal in the Dark World, since he's already done Skullwoods and Thieves Town? Perhaps the fetch quest items? He might not have done the blacksmith yet.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Smith's chain. Hammer
Cool.
pegs, la la la.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Super good dash through that hallway.
Something in my brain has made me want to call using Pegasus boots and dashing in Link to the Past speed booster all day. I don't know why, so I just had to stop myself there before describing what he did in that room.
He speed boosted! Oh, wait. Silver arrows with that bow, making every single shot so nice.
Maniacal, hopefully will get his ether and dip out, but probably going to see another Cold Stare fight.
Baja Blood in chat asking, did Zos get Big Key already? Big Key was the first chest on the left side. Pod was effectively bow locked, so no small key to progress. You had to have the bow to go through.
Is the stipulation for that that you need to find 2 keys in the front for it not to be bow locked, or how does that work?
Just a small key in the first chest on the left so that you can go down the middle area, potentially finding additional keys, even finding the bow within Pod that could open everything up. But finding the big key or an item in that first chest, you can't progress any further without bow.
Gotcha.
Because the middle path requires a small key and the right side requires the bow. So. Very nicely done with the Helmosaur King there.
Just a pack of bombs on Helmosaur. Pansneck in the Meyer shed and gets his Cane of Brina. Chat is now discussing the snail skips that Ozzy and Zosti did in Meridia earlier, and it would have been funny if the race were so close that it came down to whoever did the out-of-logic snail checks faster.
Yeah, that would be a little crazy. But then you also have to consider that OC went through and did the ice clip to Shack Tool. So there's a couple of things like that that you're kind of like, well, if I hadn't checked Shack Tool, well, if I had got the snow clip first try.
Yep, all true. Gosh, and when you've already done the front of Eastern and you just get to go mode it with a bow, it's lightning fast.
Yep. And Aussie finding that big key on the left side of Pod, saying that that is also bow locked and popping right out.
All right, make the plate of ice. No, it's looking like a Misery Mire. Yeah, chat pointing out, like, we're 3 for 3 so far on people having the option to check the 3 items in Ice Palace, but opting for the 2 in Misery Mire instead. No, Bow was before Laser Bridge, but it was in Turtle Rock. It was in the Fire Rod, like, how do you describe that room?
It's the Turtle Rock roller room on the right side.
Gotcha.
It's a second chest, pretty much, that Zosti opened. Hey, by the way, it's Big Key Guessing Game. Since Zosti has collected all 7 crystals needed to enter Ganon's tower, we like to play a little game where we guess where the Ganon Tower Big Key is. I normally guess the Fire Snake room, or chest number 9, depending on how our runners route through it. What would be your chest?
I always guess 11 because 11 is the day of the month of my birthday.
Nice.
I will not be telling my full birthday on stream.
If I guess it, will you confirm or deny?
I will deny. You could guess all 12 months, and I'll just say that it's some other month.
Oh, man.
It's in Smarch.
Yeah, I like that one. Alright, so I'm going to be entering here into Ganon's Tower pretty soon. Most runners will do the 2 chests on the right in the Hope Room and then head left, but we'll have to see what we pick up. It could be Big Key in the first chest. And Pansnick finishing up with Desert Palace, getting his single arrow. Alright, chest number 1, bomb capacity upgrade. Chest number 2, missiles.
I've been seeing this route pretty often from people is they do just the first 2 chests on the right side and then immediately go left.
Yeah, normally you're forced to do that depending on whether or not you find a small key. There was some key or something on the torch there.
Yeah, it looked like a small key.
Yeah.
The stream has just been lagging a bit.
Yeah, that is a small key on the torch. Cool. Alright, so these chests here, given a couple more small keys, and the big key!
Alright.
That's chest number 7.
Lucky number 7.
That was a very quick Ganon Tower key. Feels bad.
Alright, what would you say is the average time estimate from Big Key to finishing Link to the Past?
With Tempered Sword and Silver Arrows, half magic, probably 10-minute Ganon finish, maybe.
Okay, so we won't be seeing a sub 3-hour combo for Zosti, as it'll take about 7 to 8 minutes to finish Super Metroid.
Yep. And just to call it out, Reichvent in chat was our first number 7 Ganon Tower Big Key guessing. And just to fill everybody in here, the first place finish, Elminster RTA, who's currently in chat, official SRL time of 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 26 seconds.
Oh, cool. I did not know Elm was running. Congrats to him.
Very nice. Landmo 2 by Zosti. Silver arrows. Make that very fast. And Maniacal also now in go mode with his bow there in the Turtle Rock Roller Room. Gonna finish up Turtle Rock and then head over to probably Eastern and Pod and then Skullwoods. We'll have to see if he pulls Pedestal, but I doubt he would.
Ozzy over here performing LASIK surgery on Vetreus.
Yep, very nicely done. Right, and Zosti just opened up a couple more chests here in the Ganon Tower, and then we'll be on to Moldorm 2.
Yep, just a couple of those last-minute checks to see if maybe there's something that he's looking for, like the sword upgrade or speed booster.
Alright, very nicely done with Moldorm 2. And finds the book. The book!
Wow.
Oh, man.
Ooh, that's also a somewhat tricky room to dash through, get the timing correct.
Alright, and into Aga 2.
Good geometry skills for Zosti so far.
Pansnick picking up their red mail at the Power Bombs of Shame.
So that's 2-1-1. Can we get a double here? Nicely done.
Yes, we can. Alright, and Maniacal picking up that small key needed to get over to Trinex. I'm going to head straight over and not checking the other two chests in Turtle Rock Laser Bridge. Alright, and Zosti dropping down to Ganon. Four hearts, red mail. Still really scary in a Ganon fight with that low of health. But he did snag that extra fairy from Ice Palace.
So Ganon is clearly some kind of humanoid animal. He looks kind of like a dog, but maybe a little bit of rabbit in there too. Kind of a dog-rabbit hybrid.
He's a pig.
Oh, he's a pig.
Yeah, he's got tusks and flappy little piggy ears and a pig nose.
Okay, now I see it.
Yeah. Oh, almost gets the triple. Very nicely done. Alright, and Zosti finishing up with Ganon. Nicely done.
Single G in the chat for Zosti.
Gets a dash right through the door. Ends up back on top of the pyramid here. Quick save and quit. And then a reset of the game will put him back in Crateria on top of Samus's ship so he can do a quick refill and then head directly into Torian. Check out all those E-tanks. He's not going to do a refill. I guess with Charged Plasma, he's not worried about it.
Yep, he's got plenty of ammo to take care of those Metroids, and they usually give you more super missiles than you use on them to begin with.
Yeah, if you bother waiting for them to die and picking up their drops. Q Chaos in chat asking, is this a co-op or a free-for-all? It is the weekly Sunday race for Super Metroid A Link to the Past combo randomizer. The best way to tell whether or not it's a co-op or if it's like a 2v2 or something is to check the color of the frames around each player. If they are two of the same color, then they're on the same team. If it's like this, where it's like 4 individual colors, then it is a free-for-all or a 4-way race.
So we got Maniacal go-moding pod right now. Ozzy has left Ice Palace, will not do Cold Stairs, so a little bit of an advantage in routing that sadly we won't see pan out. But a good decision nonetheless.
All right, and Zosti coming up to the baby Metroid. I would anticipate that we'll probably see a baby skip from him.
Indeed, Zosti has had world records in different categories of Super Metroid many times throughout the past decade, so very well versed in all the speed tricks.
Very nicely done.
On to Turtle Rock for Ozzy, find that bow and get a crystal. Meanwhile, Helmasaur going down for Maniacal.
Yep, and Pansnick, having finished up all of their Super Metroid bosses here, heading out of Lower Norfair, also still needs to head into Ice Palace to grab up their ether so that they can head into Turtle Rock. I'm pretty sure he also has completed, or at least picked up Cane of Samaria, but I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, doing Desert Palace but not checking Ledge would have been an odd one, but I wasn't tracking, so who knows?
Yeah, we'll have to check his menu when he gets back into Link to the Past.
All right, here comes the foreboding, ominous final boss music.
Yes, it's the best.
I gotta say, this is a lot more imposing of a boss fight than the original Metroid, where the brain is just sitting in a tank, and you just shoot missiles at the brain.
Yep.
The real final boss of the original Metroid is the SpaghettiOs that fly around at you.
All right, and Zosti preparing for the stand-up glitch as well. We already saw Aussie going through and doing this when he finished up with Mother Brain earlier, but it's still really awesome to see. Oh no!
Oh, he must have not been at the right health threshold.
Yeah, she started doing the hyper beam charge again before he got his health low enough to do the stand-up. So, wow.
I think. I guess I don't know the timing exactly. I wonder if that changes this from possibly being sub 3.
Maybe. Escape's pretty quick, so he'll probably.
Let's just say it'll be close.
Yeah, it could be really close. No Samaria on Pensnick's menu, so He finished Desert. Oh, wow. But didn't get the Desert Ledge.
And now the victorious music. We are in God mode with our super laser plasma hyper beam.
All right, very nicely done. Hyper beam in hand. We will see the escape timer pop up, and we'll go through the escape sequence here in Super Metroid. Two and a half minutes. It's gonna be close.
Rob Spuick CS in chat says that he wants someone to make a ROM hack where the baby Metroid lives, and I wholeheartedly agree.
Yes, please.
Got to see some of these rooms done the old-fashioned way with no speed booster. I don't know what's old-fashioned about that. I mean, you normally have that item in the game, but it feels old-fashioned.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got this under 3 hours, but it's still pretty close. All right, Pantsneck checking the spike cave here, which we know is just a piece of heart. OC finishing up with Trinex, having picked up his bow, and Maniacal has his last crystal. Turn in the pedestal. Pull the pedestal. Yes!
We're going to see it. But meanwhile, congratulations to Zosti. Finished second place overall with a SRL time of 2 hours, 58 minutes, and 51 seconds. GG.
GG's. Very nice. Sub 3 completion on that. A sub 259 as well.
Yep. Missiles on pedestal. Couldn't even be something exciting like Speed Booster.
Yeah.
And because this is a race, we generate a no-spoiler ROM, so nobody might end up knowing where some of those missing items were.
Unless you want to play it. I mean, if anybody wants to play it, you can let me know and I'll get you the seed.
Oh, that's true.
Alright, we'll see if we can get Zosti in to interview.
And our audio's on Maniacal now.
This will be a close race between Maniacal and OC to see who finishes up. Maniacal's got Cannon Tower and Mother Brain to finish up, and OC just has to finish up Eastern and Pod. Both go mode should be very fast, and then just Ganon.
Oh yeah, wow.
And I think Zosti will be joining us shortly to interview, and we'll just chat with him for a quick minute, ask a couple questions, and then see if OC or Maniacal finishes up next.
So Pansnack is in Misery Mire. Unfortunately making the same out of the way pendant dungeon check that everyone else made. Even our first place runner, Alminister, in the chat checked Misery Mire.
Alright, Maniacal picking up his Ganon Tower Big Key, heading straight up.
Well, Ozzy dispatched of Helmasaur quickly, but I think he had silver arrows, just didn't use them there.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello and welcome, so CGGs.
What's up? Thank you.
Congrats on second place.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pretty tough seed. Well, not really tough. Just the progression was kind of hard to figure out, I guess, or hard to get to.
Yeah, it was a little convoluted there in some of the things, and having to dip pretty much every dungeon always makes it feel like it's much worse than it is.
Right. Yeah, I could have got away without Mire, but yeah, I don't fault my judgment there.
Yeah, everybody else has done the same thing, so.
Including Elm.
Yes.
Do what? He couldn't have done everything.
Elm?
Yeah, he couldn't have done everything.
He did Misery Mire for sure. He didn't finish Ice Palace. He didn't do Attic, so he didn't have silver arrows.
He must not have done a lot of Rick ship then, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think he just left.
Yeah, there's no way he got 20 minutes faster and didn't skip stuff, because
yeah.
I didn't really make any big execution errors, though.
Yeah, we were talking up your execution all stream. It was really good today.
Aw. Thanks.
It's always fun to see a lot of the cool things going on. Snail Clip was really
Yeah.
awesome to see.
Yeah. No, I had so much difficulty with it. It's usually not too hard, but I don't practice very much. I think it's got a little leeway though, as far as like the pixel. I don't think it's pixel perfect or anything like that. Was this a hard or easy seed? I didn't even check.
This was normal mode.
Normal, okay.
Yeah, that might have changed your mind on a couple of the tricks you spent some time on.
Yeah, maybe. Probably not a huge difference though. The only thing that I really did because of logic that I can remember, the biggest thing was exiting pod early.
Yeah.
Since it was bow locked.
Yep.
Because if it was bow locked, you couldn't find bow in there, and then plus you wouldn't find ether in there either because there's nowhere else for bow to be really.
Yep.
Maniacal just took a slip off the ledge here in this lantern room and had to relight the first torch that he lit.
Did anybody find speed booster?
Not that we've seen on the restream so far. Could have been further, like
Could be pedestal.
one of the tablets. Pedestal was pulled. That was just missiles.
Yeah, my guess would be. Oh, I was gonna say my guess would be Ganon's tower or possibly on one of the tablets, but pedestal was just missiles.
What was pedestal? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Missiles?
Oh, missiles. Yeah.
Wasn't it Shacktool? Because we got a check of Shacktool.
Dang, we got a shack tool check.
Yeah, Ozzy did an ice clip.
I was to say, like, yeah, because Grapple was like in. No, Grapple was in. Turtle Rock, I think. Wait, no, I can't remember what it was. Maybe
I don't recall seeing Grapple picked up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we saw Grapple.
No, I got it. I think it was in. Maybe it was in Ganon's Tower, or wasn't everybody else had gotten it?
Yeah.
I think it was in Turtle Rock. I think I made a mistake. Maybe it was. Maybe it was in the vanilla big key chest, which I didn't really mean to get, but I got it anyway. I meant to steal the key and go up. I think that's where it was. Maybe not.
The chat is confirming.
Yeah.
That's where it was.
So yeah, this seed, as we were watching it today, you know, a lot of stuff early, and even through the mid game, places like Meridia, it just continued to pay off, and it looked like it would be a fast seed until we ended up having all those pendant dungeons required.
Right. I thought I'd start gold when I went swamp pretty early.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
It was a great decision. Just didn't have everything we needed.
Yeah. No, I liked the decision he did. Even if it wouldn't have paid off, I liked it.
We were commenting that it was a god mode swamp with the 2 west chests being dungeon items.
Yeah, I didn't actually go over there. I wasn't sure.
Maniacal just did a swag hover over the top of the pyramid.
So I believe you are entered into the upcoming tournament that's starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that you're looking forward to going up against?
Not necessarily. I mean, I wouldn't say that. No. Nobody I'm looking forward to going up against. Not really.
A whole bunch of great runners in the community. Everyone definitely stands a chance.
It's going to be a tough tournament. Like, it's pretty crazy how many people have gotten good at it. Because it's a lot to learn. This,
yeah,
both games and Randomizer, like, you have to know so many things. Yeah, it's surprising how many people have gotten as good as they have. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough tournament. It's gonna make it fun though. Hopefully there'll be some good matches. Hopefully I can show some good matches, I guess.
Yeah, good luck on that.
Thanks. Alright, well, if there's no more questions for me, I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Cool.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, you're welcome. Thanks for commentating, y'all.
See ya.
Nice chatting.
Alright, y'all too. See ya.
And Maniacal finishing up with Ganon. Gonna be walking through that door, and we'll get our first G in chat for Maniacal, and he will head on his way back to Zebus to finish up Super Metroid.
So, given that Ozzy is already in Ganon's tower, this is looking like Ozzy will finish ahead. About 4 or 5 minutes left for him at most, and still about 7 to 8 minutes for Maniacal.
Alright, and Lemo to finish up for Aussie. I'm gonna go through the second half of the gauntlet here, picking up the Cane of Samaria to use against the Wizarobes. Pansneck finding the bow-locked pod.
And he does not immediately leave. Looks like he's going to potion glitch his way in, but...
Thinking about it, no.
Yeah, never mind.
I think he realizes that Bo can't be in Palace of Darkness, similar to like Zosi was saying. So that also means that Ether can't be there either.
But he needs to check Desert Ledge. I wonder if he'll remember that spot, or maybe end up rechecking a few places.
Yeah, he's heading to Ice Palace first, it looks like, before Misery Mire.
That helps him a little bit, but it'll just
Yeah.
give him part of his Turtle Rock access. Ooh, we got Zosti's stream still running in the upper left there. He's must be playing some music.
Yeah. That's gonna make me dizzy if I stare at it much longer.
You'll often find his stream just in like chill mode where there's tunes playing even if he's not actively doing anything. But if our production team likes, they can always turn off his restream at any point.
Yeah.
So Maniacal did not do baby skip. Gonna have to go refill health. Ooh, Ozzy just took a spear to the face.
Yeah, one more of those, even with red mail, can be kind of scary. Hopefully he still has a fairy.
Now that I look more closely, it looks like it has 3 prongs, so more of a trident than a spear. I'm sure somebody in chat would have corrected me.
Yeah. Get some good dash pokes here.
What we've learned today about Ganon is that he is a warthog with a spear. No, with a trident.
Yes. Alright, so this is getting pretty close. No Ganon falls. Oh, so you got this. Oh. Oh no. Fire back to the fates. Scary.
I think that he probably has a fairy. I haven't seen him come near death and have to use his before.
Alright, Maniacal onto the second phase of Mother Brain here.
Yeah, I think the only way that Maniacal would have a chance again is if Ozzy dies before getting one of these last silver hits.
Oh.
Nope.
There could be a Ganon fall though if he doesn't walk over the bridge.
But yeah, GG to Ozzy.
GG Ozzy, finishing officially in 3rd place with an SRL time of 3 hours, 15 minutes, and 4 seconds. Pansnick here in Ice Palace. Still gotta find that big key. Hopefully he'll find Ether and then leave, but he still doesn't know where Bo is, so I don't think he will. We are joined by OC. Welcome and GG.
Hello.
Hello. Good running
How
today.
are you?
So I might have lost, but I got to show off everything that I wanted to show. So I'm really happy about that.
Thank you so much for doing the fun ice clip to Shack Tool.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was like low equipment, lower Norfair, and I got to do my X-ray Shack Tool clip. Although normally it goes a little better than that. This is the most trouble I've had with the shack tool clip.
Yeah, it was well done. I thought definitely the only person that's been restreamed to do that for us today. So
Yeah, because it was a bad check. But I wanted to
you
know.
know.
you never know. That could have been where Bo was. And just to update everybody, Pansnick has actually forfeit, so we will be finishing with Maniacal shortly, and then we'll be done for the evening.
Well, good job still to Pansnack for all the work he did today. He was definitely competitive in the early goings until being just a little misled by locations like the cane and the bow. It was nice to see him running as well as he did today.
All right, and Pansnick has joined us. GG's and welcome.
So, did you not check the desert ledge?
I guess not.
Yeah, that was where the Cane of Samaria was.
So then where was Bo?
Bo was in the roller room in Turtle Rock. After
And-
getting Ether in Ice Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna go deeper into Ice Palace, but then it's just like, with how late it was, and like 2 or 3 restreamers were already done. It's just I didn't want this whole stream to drag on because of me.
Oh, that's okay. You could have kept going.
But you were on the right track. You were definitely heading to at least get that Ether Medallion for your Turtle Rock progression. I think that if you had finished Ice Palace, I would have suspected that maybe you would have thought about heading towards Mire afterwards, and then maybe you would have possibly checked the ledge after that.
GG to Maniacal.
Yes, GG to Maniacal.
The funny thing is, I usually do check Desert Ledge, but I guess for some reason I didn't.
Yeah, that's okay. When you've got 316 locations, there's often something that falls out of your head.
Maniacal in 4th place with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 18 minutes, and 29 seconds. Probably will be hopping in to join us with an interview. Just real quick, Aussie and Pansnack, you're both entered into the upcoming tournament starting tomorrow, right?
Wait, tomorrow? I thought races don't start until Tuesday.
Well, I mean, the shuffle and pairings and everything are going to be announced tomorrow, so
Oh.
most people will probably start scheduling from Tuesday on, so.
I think another thing that tripped me up so much with this was like I did so many infinite bomb jumps in both Lower Norfair and when I got to Meridia. When I saw it, like, oh, there's where one of the gauntlets is, up in the Mama Turtle room. And it took me forever to get up there.
Yeah, that's not an easy bomb jump to get started when you're like on a moving platform and then trying to get a midair bomb jump.
Yeah, I don't like that one, but I didn't have a way around it.
I would definitely say some of the bomb jump requirements in this one were the hardest non-hard logic stuff that you had to do.
I honestly didn't expect it to show up as many times as it did for me, but I trucked through it for as long as I could.
Yeah, GG's again. We were all cheering for you. I'm very excited when you got it. But that was very close between Maniacal and OC. Just a couple minutes separating you guys, so it's very nice to see.
Yeah, we had some big differences between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, but we kept it close here at 3rd and 4th.
And welcome to Maniacal, GG's.
Hey, thanks, GG.
Nice to have you here.
Thanks.
Thanks for pulling Pedestal.
Yeah, it was pointing that way for a while. I figured may as well.
What was on pedestal?
Missiles.
It was missiles.
So, Maniko, did you... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, after a race like tonight, are you looking forward to starting out the tournament this week?
Not if I play like this. This was really bad. Was I the last one to ether?
Of the restreamed runners, I don't think so.
Yeah, it would have been me, because I was still navigating Ice Palace.
Okay, yeah, I figured I was probably the last to ether. I don't know what you do to route Pendant Swamp to Pendant Ice that quickly to get a 241. I'm gonna have to watch Elm's VOD back, because that time is stupid for this seed, honestly.
He skipped part of Wrecked Ship. He did not finish Ice Palace. He did do Misery Mire.
My guess is that he was following the progression items and took the mitts and did some mitts checks.
I mean, I felt like I was following the progression items as well, but you know, you can take the mitts, and there's a lot of mitts checks that look a lot better than Pendant Ice, in honesty.
Yeah, I did everything else, and then held off on the ice check.
Yeah,
like chasing mitts.
I just don't know how you get to Pendant Ice that quickly. That was really something. The rest of the season was pretty easy.
I was going to say, from early on and even up through the mid-game, the progression continued to be very wide open with how often we would get something that opened up like multiple simultaneous routes.
Yeah, I felt really good about where Space Jump was. I was like, oh man, that's a real asshole spot for that item. And then it gave me Fire Rod immediately, and I was like, oh, well, that's a lot less exciting. But I figured that Space Jump was the highest EV chase at that point. And so I chased the flippers, and I felt like that was probably a point of advantage, but...
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking too, because as soon as I got flippers, it's like, okay, something's got to be in Swamp Palace, if it's giving me this early.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could have been Zora or Swamp, really, but, I mean, yeah, I went over to Swamp. What I felt was early, but I feel like I must have been late to Swamp. And so I felt very confused the whole seed, or about the whole seed, once I started seeing other players' results on it. Because I didn't feel like I lost 40 minutes, really.
Yeah, I think given the 3 different pendant dungeons that were options while we were still all needing important items, Swamp being the most item dense meant that it was like highest priority one to check.
Yeah, but I think that most people probably go Swamp after Lower Norfair there with that loadout, which is what I was talking about. It was that decision. It wasn't Swamp against the other pendants.
Oh, I see.
Of course, you can't do Swamp at the same time as you... Because you can do Lower Norfair into Mire, potentially, without mitts, but you can't even do Ice without mitts. Like, you can't get in there.
I still find it so weird that, like, the Seed just decided to put one of the gauntlets in that Mama Turtle room. It just seems like such a hard spot to get it until you find, like, grapple beam.
Well, Space Jump was available if you had routed into Skull Woods.
Yeah, Space Jump's available if you route into Skull Woods, but that involves going through Aga, which I don't think you could do. Or I guess you could fake Flipper from the back of Meridia if you ice clipped, but that was not in logic. And you could get over there with the hook shot at that point.
Yeah,
I think you could have Hammer from Sandpit before you got your glove, but realistically, the Seed wanted you to IBJ.
Yep. It's like that particular bomb jump is harder than a lot of the other expected ones that are in normal logic, but as I pointed out in the commentary earlier, normal doesn't mean easy.
Yeah, I spent a lot of the time trying to figure out where Speed Booster was going to show up, and it just never did, as it turns out.
I guess it's probably Well, was it in Ganon's tower?
It may have been. I mean, it was either there or on one of the book locations, or in like Mimic Cave, or further down Laser Bridge, or any of the spots that would have been skipped. So I skipped almost all of Pod. That was the coolest pod layout I've ever had, honestly. Just in terms of the fact that like Bo was throttled to be go mode, and then it gave you immediate big key, small key. I hadn't had that happen before.
I was going to go into like Pod for a bit, but then I was keep thinking like, okay, no, I'm going out of logic here. I need to stay on the logic path. I need to find where freaking King of Samaria and Bo is. And I just never did.
Yeah, I found Kane really early, but then Bo was very, very deep in the logic in this one. I don't think there's anything that you could have. I mean, you could have skipped Ice Rod or something to make Bo not your go mode item, but I think for just about every player, Bo was going to be go mode in this seed. There's just not a lot of other ways to have reasonably played it.
For sure.
Two things that happened again for me. One is that Elm was off stream but finished substantially faster than a lot of our on stream runners. And two is that once again, Bo was the last go mode item.
Yeah, which that always sucks, but at least the Bo dungeons were crystal dungeons this time. And so you couldn't dive Ganon's tower looking for it, but it did mean that there was a lot of stuff that just went unchecked.
Quick question, did anyone find Lantern?
Yeah, it was
left side sandpit.
Yeah, it was one of the sandpits. I actually went back and got it too because I didn't have.
It was right side because left side was hammer. Yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't go left side. As soon as I got hammer, it's like, okay, I've got my Dark World access. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'd seen the lamp first, and because I didn't yet have another fire source, knowing that it was there and it was a fire source, I went back to go get it. So I clipped through to Dragon and then came back out that way. It was
like enough to. Oh, sorry.
It was kind of a crappy route, but it got me lamp, so
So my route was going to be to clip into the Dragon fight and exit through the portal there for my Dark World access. But then I found the hammer in the other sandpit, had to reroute.
So you were just gonna do that fake flipper then?
Yeah.
Okay, I hate that fake flipper because of those stupid flying cupcakes, and if you get sniped, you end up back at the ship, and it's just like the worst. And so I was thinking about it, but if I would only have done it if I had the hammer already, and so I mean I knew about the lamp before I knew about the hammer, just the order in which I checked the sandpits. And so I was going to go back and get lamp anyway, and then it just made more sense for me to use the sort of the conventional Dark World access and skip the portal.
Quickly, I wanted to point out for chat that an off-stream runner, Karakarn, who has been restreamed on a couple of our races, finished in 5th place with a time of 3:29.03, and props to him. He's definitely shown improvement over time.
Yeah, this 1v1 tournament's going to be real interesting. I'm excited to see how the races go. There are definitely some really interesting matchups that can come up in that one. But as we saw with this one, there's just such a high variance that there's probably going to be a lot of these like 20 and 30 minute beatings that people take. So
yeah, it's definitely not as I should say, like you probably would need multiple rounds to like get a sample size of who's really the better runner. One seed's not going to do it, whereas with 2v2 at least there's the additional level of like partner strategy and eliminating locations and stuff that kind of makes a little bit more skill testing.
See, I disagree with that. I think because it's higher variance that the worst player can beat the better player, a wider or a larger percent of the time. because the finishing times are so dependent on when you find that go mode item. Like, you can have a lot of really interesting races until like 155 or 205 in, and then one runner breaks it and the other one doesn't, and there's no real reason a priori why one should and the other shouldn't. And so you just get these wildly varying finish times. And so you can have worse runners beating better runners, especially in 1v1, whereas in 2v2 that was a lot less likely because you could sweep out the seed a lot more efficiently.
Yeah, I think that's what I was saying. 1v1 is higher variance and 2v2 is a little bit more skill oriented.
Well, to me that points to sort of against your initial contention that after a round or two you would know immediately who the better player is, because I think that there can be some
I was saying
who are notably worse than some of the 1-1s or even an 0-2 potentially.
Yeah, no, I think it was pointing more towards a larger sample, like a best of 3 or some bigger set of games to get a sample because of that variance.
Yeah, I think the high variance will lead to some really, really interesting outcomes in the tournament, especially because it's open Swiss 5-round cut to top 8, which means that like X1 isn't guaranteed to be live. So, I mean, we'll have some really interesting round 5 matchups that are basically win and ins at X1. And I think that's going to be really cool.
I really like the Swiss tournament format. Having played competitive Magic and Hearthstone at times, it's really good, in my opinion, for getting a sample of the best people in the field.
Yeah, but it'll never pretend to determine the best 8. It'll give you some subset of a competitive 8. And so it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. I'm excited for it. I think we should probably have pairings here sometime soon, so... Tomorrow. Ah, shucks. Well, I will, keep my fingers crossed to dodge for a couple rounds, because early Swiss losses are brutal. Hopefully I don't, see Aussie or Zost or Elm early in this one.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty hype. I'm going to be really excited to be watching a lot of your progress for pretty much anybody that's already entered. It's a lot of new faces too, so it'll be exciting.
Yeah, there's some names I know from other games who I've not seen play crossover yet, and I'm excited to see them run. It's going to be cool. And I think the good turnout for one of our Sunday afternoon races, which normally have a little bit lower turnout, is just everyone's so excited for this tournament.
Yes, indeed. It'll be very exciting to see. And, that cash prize always puts a little sweetener on the deal.
So, given that all of our on-stream runners have either finished or forfeited, and we've gotten some time to review everyone's thoughts on the seed, do people have anything more to say before they go, such as, advertising their stream?
I have an advertisement. I have my turn at this SNES marathon in like 4 hours, I think.
Ooh, what are you doing?
I'm playing Brandish and Brandish 2.
Nice, you're closing it out, aren't you?
I am closing it out.
Good luck on that, and hope it's a successful, fun event.
Yeah, good luck, Aussie. And GG to Aussie and Zost and Elm and Karakarn and Pansneck and everyone else who's running who hasn't yet finished. Good luck to them finishing up. Thank you to Cheesenator and Ms. Metroid and for the commentary. And I think we had Iris on tracking. And so thank y'all for...
And Rob.
Helping. Oh, and Rob, sorry. Didn't know Rob was also tracking. But yeah, thanks to all those folks for their time and for making the restream awesome. Really appreciate it. And I'll let y'all close it out.
Cool. Nice talking to
Thanks.
you.
All right, well, pretty much just gonna quickly shout out a couple things. Like I said a couple times this evening, we do have the tournament. Seating pairs will be released tomorrow, and then I believe anybody's able to schedule their races starting Tuesday. We also have the 9 p.m. Eastern Hard Logic Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer coming up tomorrow evening. So be sure to come back in, tune in, sit down. We'll do this all over again and have fun doing it. So
See ya, everyone. Tune in next week. Sunday and Monday races weekly.
yeah, see you coming up for that tournament. Hope you guys have a great night. And thank you again, Cheesinator, for joining me.
Thank you for commentating with me.
Have a great evening.
Bye, folks.